Hey man, here we go. Good morning and welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso right here on SABC3. My name is Ewan Straight Up and this is...
Your uncle, Tabzi Sonokubela. We are live right here on SABC3. You kill me when you laugh because I go in on a super flow and then you're just like...
No, it's not that. It's the whole Uncle Tabzi, man. But yeah. I love it. Listen, it's a Tuesday. I am. I'm fully taking it on board, man. It's the 5th of March, 2019. Can you believe it? This year is rolling on. March is rolling on. We love it. March is like my favorite month out of the whole entire year. I don't know why.
Is your birthday in March?
Well, I'm just saying, not only that, but yeah, it's a good birthday.
Okay.
It's a good birthday month.
It's a good birthday month to have. Listen, we've got a jam-packed show for you this morning. I mean, it's really a rocking show. The performing act this morning, he is a phenomenal young talent, Langa Mavuso. I mean, honestly, your earlobes are going to vibrate this morning when you hear him sing. And we're taking it to the kitchen as well, making all sorts of things. Curries over here, curries over there, curries everywhere, as well as some mussels. You're going to love it.
Absolutely, man. Stick around. We're going to run you through in just a bit exactly what it is that we're going to be making in the kitchen. Also, chat-up performer. But for now, good morning, Zoe.
Thank you and good morning, gentlemen. Yes, welcome to our beauty room. I'm Zoe Brown. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show and we love connecting with you on social media. Now, what we've done is we've popped up a poll on our Facebook page because it is Salt Awareness Week. I had no idea we have a Salt Awareness Week. Well, we will be unpacking it today because on Tuesdays, we enjoy health chats. And of course, your health is our #1 priority. So this morning, we are asking you, do you add salt to your food before tasting it? The options is either a yes or no extra salt needed. And at the moment, the poll is looking like this. 34% of you have indeed agreed to yes, salt on everything. Then 66% have said no extra salt needed. But taking a look at those comments that's come through, for example, this one here at the top from Tandeni says, good morning, no, I don't use salt on at all, even when I'm cooking. Salt just makes me want to throw up. So clearly not into salt. Hazel is just like, yes, salt on everything. But I think it is going to be a very interesting topic to unpack as we unpack Salt Awareness Week. Of course, we also have some delicious recipes and we want to make sure you control the salt. So gentlemen, what are we cooking?
Oh, well, we are making, it's a feast over here in the kitchen.
Absolutely, man. Just look at these ingredients, the smells. It smells like we're just stepping into Asia right now.
Yes, absolutely, because as I walked through to the kitchen, the first thing was just the smell. It's a strong one and overtook me.
Oh, man, look at this. It's a delicious, low-sodium Thai vegetable green curry, man. Now, it's low sodium because it's also National Salt Awareness Week, man. We've got to take care of our salt intake. So we're going to show exactly how to put together this incredible dish using all of these ingredients. It's going to be phenomenal. The smell, I wish you could smell it.
The smell alone really is enough to want to gobble this entire thing right now. And I will
have this for breakfast, spicy or not, I don't care. SMS the keyword curry to 33728 to get your hands on a list of ingredients and also a link to the recipe.
Absolutely. That's not the only thing we're making. We're also making a white wine mussels. Oh. Who doesn't love white wine mussels? They are so good, so delicious. I mean, it's the perfect meal for any day of the week. So don't think it's an indulgent weekend thing only. We're going to show you how to have that and pretty much have it any day of the week, anytime you want to have it. And the keyword for that is dinner. If you ever, throughout the process of making this in the kitchen, you feel like you want to know how to make it too, SMS dinner to 33728 will send you a link with the recipe and the steps and all the ingredients that you need.
So that's a bit of a snippet as to what you can look forward to in the Expresso kitchen this morning. It's going to be delicious. Get those notepads out, get the phones out so you can SMS curry for our Thai green curry this morning. SMS that to 33728 and dinner for the white wine mussels also to 33728.
How are we going to manage to get ourselves out of this kitchen?
I think I might just stay here.
I'm
going to stay here. Breakfast is served.
Well, you know what, gentlemen? You guys stay there. Make me hungry because those recipes sound absolutely delicious. Well, if you've just woken up and you're undecided on what to wear, well, we'll help you out by taking a quick look at what to expect in your temperatures. And I feel like we're allowed to say that seasons are changing because starting off in Johannesburg, partly cloudy conditions expected for today. Sunshine and patchy clouds with a thunderstorm in the evening, so do be prepared for some rain. Also in Durban, cloudy conditions with high humidity levels and little to no wind. Now, temperatures will be fluctuating during the day, but there's a slight chance of some morning showers, so enjoy a break from that heat. Then if you're in Port Elizabeth today, partly sunny conditions with pleasantly warm temperatures and an afternoon breeze. Towards the evening, cloud cover will be decreasing, so despite the wind, humidity levels will remain high in Port Elizabeth. Elizabeth today. And if you're in the mother city, sunny conditions can be expected, pleasantly and warm temperatures, a southeasterly wind for the duration of the day. Humidity levels, those will remain low due to the wind, but do enjoy a break from the rain, although I did enjoy the rain. Well, I'm not sure if you've noticed, I'm wearing slippers because Nick Strelitz is late.
I'm late. Thank God we don't have time clocks here.
No, it's okay.
I would lose a lot of cash.
We have Nick Strelitz time.
What you doing in your slippers?
Listen, these are super comfy, and I know you need me to wear heels. I just don't know which ones.
Guys, is it the green or the black? So we want to have some fun today and let the viewer decide what Zoe Brown is wearing on those gorgeous manicured, pedicured feet today. Which would you prefer? I'm kind of on the fence.
I like both.
Yeah.
The black pair is more comfortable.
Yeah.
But I mean, I love a pop of color.
Yeah. You know what? I think this green suits you. You enjoy these sorts of shades as well, especially on the footwear.
Colors.
And with something printed like this, you can actually be unafraid to go with something like color. I think people think you need to tone this down by wearing sort of a neutral, whether it's a black or white. But you guys can actually have fun. Have fun with your color. So head to Facebook, and we want to hear from you. We're going to announce the results just in a little bit. You guys decide what this girl wears.
Okay, you have the power, but I need to know from you, if you had to make a personal choice, which one?
Green.
Okay, my personal choice is black, his is green, but let's see what you have to say.
We don't want to influence them too much.
Okay, it's your choice. Well, let's find out who's performing on your Feel Good Breakfast show today.
Well, when I told you that our music act this morning is an offer, as a phenomenal act, as an offer and not a challenge, that wasn't a joke. Langa Mavuso, welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast show.
Thank you, Tabzi. How are you?
Good, man. It's so good to have you here.
Good to see you again.
Well, it's really awkward because this guy is one of my favorite acts, not only because I know him outside of his music, and I just was catering with you this past Saturday, and it's quite awkward seeing you here in a serious light. But you've had such an incredible 2 years. I think the last 2 years for you have been absolutely phenomenal. Singles over here, singles over there, and a hugely awesome reception by everyone. How's that been like?
It's been amazing, man. I think the backing of Black Coffee kind of changed my life in a very big way. But I've also learned a lot in the journey, just to be patient with myself and to create from a very authentic place. I've been recording the album in London, so I'm just finishing it off right now. And it's been so exciting for me to really explore my musical creating process, you know, in different parts of myself and the way that I create. So it's been amazing, man. It's been an amazing time. But also to have people support you.
Yes. And you got a great support structure. I mean, you're signed to Black Coffee Solistic Records. What's that experience been like, and what's it done for you?
You know, man, when I got signed to Solistic, I said to Black Coffee and his team, I said, I'm a very hands-on person, so they must get ready for me to be coming in and saying exactly what I want and how I want it. And we learned each other's ways of doing things. So it was challenging in the beginning, but I think at some point we caught each other's wavelength.
So you studied, your high school was at the National School of the Arts, but of course you went and did your qualification in music at UCT under the leadership of Amanda Tiffin, who is really a legendary music teacher. So you're quite technical. What has that done for you as an act? What does it mean about your music? What does it say?
You know, it was very important for me to make sure that as much as the talent is natural and it comes from God, I believe, it was also important for me to invest time into honing the craft and showing it respect, because when you are given a gift, it's very important to nurture it and take care of it as a prize, you know? So that's what I wanted to do, but I also wanted my voice to last for a long time. I wanted to learn how to use it into my older years, and that was a journey for me.
Listen to that. At only 24, Langa Mavuso, you are certainly going nowhere. It's going to be here on your Feel Good Breakfast show, Expresso, all throughout the morning, giving us gems all throughout.
Oh, I'm excited to hear Langa Mavuso on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
It's going to be epic, man, and great way to start your Tuesday. Listen, quickly getting into your entertainment news this morning, and it's a little bit of a heavy one as we wake up as well. Of course, the country was getting ready for the SAFTA celebrations, honouring the best in film and TV, but news now emerged over the weekend on the local entertainment front that the lead actor of the SA box office hit film Matwetwe Sibusiso Kwinana was fatally stabbed in Arcadia, Pretoria on Friday night, and it was only he was 25 years old, and it was his debut kind of feature in that role, which is incredibly sad. And the film is, of course, written and directed by comedian Kagiso Lediga and produced by international muso DJ Black Coffee. So big names behind that film as well. But it is believed that he was attending a screening of the movie when he was confronted outside. And you know, they wanted to take his cell phone, and there was a bit of a struggle going on, and he was apparently stabbed with a sharp object in his upper body, and he was declared, you know, dead on the scene, which is incredibly sad. But 25 years old, man. 25 years old, he had his career literally just started. And he did so well.
Been doing fantastic at the box office. I mean, we've been connecting with JP Sebastian twice a week, taking a look at what our current box office is looking like. It was beautiful to see that movie was in the top 5. And it's so sad that this is a problem that we need to address as a country.
But this is exactly it, because now celebrities like Maps Mafanyana, Nina Hasty, Arts and Culture Minister Nathi Mthethwa, and also Black Coffee himself have taken to the socials and also the media, and expressing their sadness, of course, about the incident and what happened, paying forward their condolences, with Minister Nathi Mthethwa giving a touching tribute at the SAFTA ceremony as well. But Black Coffee was expressing his kind of anger as well, saying, what a loss. How long will it take for us to realize that we have a crime problem in this country? How many people must die before we do something? We must, who must we trust to protect us and our families? Who must we vote for? That's what he said, you know. So it is a big thing. I mean, once again, this sparked a lot of outrage on social media. But man, my condolences, you know, just go out to his friends and his family. Yeah, incredibly sad news, man.
Our condolences certainly going out to his family. Well, you and I believe you have to head on out.
I'll go do some news.
Ready for the news. And of course, I'm going to help you out with our quote of the day. And this morning is from Vivica A. Fox, American actress. She played in, I know she had a role in Days of Our Lives and many, many other TV shows as well. But the quote from her is, "A great figure or physique is nice, but it's self-confidence that makes someone really sexy." And I cannot agree more with her. I think there's beauty to being comfortable in your own skin and just completely owning it. So while we leave you with those, while we leave you with that quote, why don't you head on over to our social media? Of course, we've got some great posts up for you. And I'm still in slippers, so why don't you let me know which pairs of shoes you think I need to wear for today? Is it the black pair? Is it the green pair? You have the power to go and vote on our Expresso Facebook page. But on that note, while I stay in my slippers, let's get the show underway.
I step into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Hey, and here we go with your Tuesday morning. Let's take a look at your biggest news headline stories for the morning. A program aiming to address the needs of more than 1,800 former District 6 residents seeking restitution could cost the government more than 11.6 billion rand. The mega project is likely to take at least 20 years to develop. And the cost of petrol and diesel is to rise yet again. South African motorists will be paying 74 cents more per litre of petrol and between 91 and 93 cents more per litre of diesel from midnight tonight. Making international news headlines this morning, a British museum is to return a lock of hair that the Ethiopian government considers a national treasure. It was snipped off the head of Emperor Tewodros II, who took his own life rather than be taken prisoner by the British during the Battle of Magdala in 1868. And Philippine police have seized more than 1,500 live turtles and tortoises found wrapped in duct tape at Manila Airport. The reptiles, found in 4 unclaimed pieces of luggage, could have sold for more than $87,000. And finally, Western Cape farmers have built Africa's first commercial floating solar park. It enables them to now tackle load shedding and drought. Established on the picturesque farm Molonique Estate just outside Franschhoek, the floating solar park can produce 60 kilowatts of energy. Owner Carl van der Merwe says the floating park also acts as a buffer from the sun, reducing evaporation of dam water. And surprisingly, it has become a haven for fish and birds, acting as an artificial reef of sorts. Now, fish go to it for cover and birds use it as a perching spot. How multi-clever is this floating solar park, at the same time reducing the farm's carbon footprint considerably? Love that story, but we will expand on those news stories at the top of the hour. Right now, first look at your sport. Just running through your major sport headlines very quickly. We start with the second leg of the last round of 16 in the UEFA Champions League tonight, as Real Madrid host Ajax after 2 defeats by Barcelona in 4 days, saw Madrid knocked out of the Copa del Rey and La Liga title race. Solari will be relishing a 2-1 cushion, albeit without suspended Sergio Ramos. A similar narrative for the Premier's League Spurs, who carry a 3-0 advantage into their second leg versus Borussia Dortmund, but have seen their domestic hopes effectively collapse in the space of just 7 days. And tonight in the PSL, fresh off a 0-0 draw versus Bloemfontein Celtic, and for the second time in a week, Sundowns battle Cape Town City, who beat their title rivals Bidvest Bits 3-2 over the weekend. The Brazilians, who won the reverse fixture 3-2, only 4 points ahead of the Citizens on the table. Connecting the dots, Orlando Pirates now second on the log host Bloem Celtic. And this week has seen a new centurion, and not in cricket. 20-time Grand Slam champion Roger Federer became the second male player to win 100 tour-level tournaments in the professional era, where he beats Stefanos Tsitsipas 6-4, 6-4 in the final of the Dubai Championships. Jimmy Connors, who ended his career on 109, is the other who said to him on Twitter, "Welcome to the triple-digit tournament victory club. I've been a bit lonely, glad to have the company." Federer has now won at least one title every season since his first in 2001. We'll also expand on those stories at the top of the hour. Right now, quick look at your weather.
Thank you, Ewan. Let's take a look at your weather, the first one for the morning. Now, we have asked you to send in your beautiful sunrise pictures, and you have. Here's one from Carl Holambi, who sent in a picture from St. Michael's Beach in KZN. It's a beautiful sunrise picture. Carl, you can expect partly cloudy and sunny conditions at some point, with pleasant temperatures reaching a maximum of 26 degrees today. Well, let's take a look at the temperatures across the country, starting off in Polokwane with a minimum of 18 and a maximum of 28 today. Mbombela, some thunder showers today with 20 and a maximum of 25. Pretoria, 18 and 31. Johannesburg, 16 with a high of 29. Mahikeng is sunny today with a minimum of 20 and a high of 36. Klerksdorp, 19 and 34. Kimberley, 20 and 37. Bloemfontein starts off at 16 and a high of 34. Richards Bay, 21 and 27. Pietermaritzburg, 17 and a high of 27. Durban, a minimum of 22, hitting a maximum of 27 this morning. Or today rather. Mthatha, 16 and 25. East London, a bit rainy with a minimum of 21 and a maximum of 24. Craddock, 15 and 33. Port Elizabeth, 19 with a high of 24. It's sunny in George today with a 17 minimum and a maximum of 23. Sutherland, 12 and 30. Cape Town with a minimum of 18, ending off at a high of 25. Worcester, 15 and 33. Springbok, 15 and a high of 32. And finally, Uppington has a minimum of 21, reaching a hot high of 37. Your next report will be at 7 o'clock this morning.
Okay, well, listen, we are arguing over our shoes because you have to decide which pairs of shoes I have to wear. The option is the black pair or the green pair. We've asked you to go cast your vote on the Expresso Facebook page. Nick, you're having a laugh at some of the comments.
Girl, let me tell you, the votes are coming in fast and furious. Sequel 8.
Okay.
It's a joke. This isn't, people are loving with the shoes. Michelle says teal is gorgeous. We love the teal. Teal's getting a lot of votes.
So the option's actually green, but I know on the picture, because of the light and the filter that's over the picture, it looks a little teal slash blue.
It's a little teal slash blue.
We had a few blue options coming through.
I was like, blue, girl, she ain't awake yet. She ain't awake.
Brown came through.
Brown came through.
Those aren't options.
There's no brown, girl.
I'm surprised no one said I can stand my slippers.
Listen, Myra says Avo green, Miss Zoe. Green, black. Green is getting it. Keep the slippers on, says Yazura. Yazura, you are fired, girl. You ain't coming on the show. Melissa says, mornings, everyone. I say the blue one. Okay, so we're going for teal.
For green?
Black, we've got a couple black. Elizabeth says green shoes. I just love the color. That's what I'm talking about. Pops of color. Girl, we are getting green, 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 green.
But it looks like it is green. Nick, pass me the green ones. I'm going to pop them on. Thank you so much to each and everyone that casted their vote. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. You have eliminated me to decide, so thank you. Well, I'll put these on. Let's find out what else is coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
Well done on the voting, man. Well done.
I think that green totally works on Zoe.
I would have gone with the green as well.
I would have won the green probably as well.
And you would have looked good in it as well.
I probably would have looked good as well too, right? Well, listen, we're taking a quick break, right? After the break, it's all about gaming.
Yeah, and gaming to the max this morning. Of course, we're very excited. We've been talking about it. The launch of the brand new Samsung Galaxy S10. It is just around the corner. We've been going through some impressive features in this morning. It's all about the gaming capabilities. We'll talk to you in just a bit.
Well, I can't think of a better screen than the S10 screen to watch and play a game off of. But we're also doing a game review. It's called Anthem with Gareth Wood. So if you're a gaming enthusiast, stick around for that after the break.
Enjoy a moment in between with McCafe. See you after the break.
Dropping into some serious gaming action this morning with our gaming guy, Gareth Woods. Apex Legends, that's what we're playing, a game that literally just came about on already. It amassed
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and leading up to the launch of the Samsung Galaxy S10 range in South Africa, this week we've been having a lot of fun unboxing some of the incredible features of this new cutting-edge smartphone. And today we are taking a look at the performance and gaming. And you've been having a lot of fun with your S10 Plus.
The gaming on the S10 is on another level. It is ridiculous. It is so cool. So I've got Real Racing 3 that I've downloaded, and what I love about it's so smooth. But just to give you a bit of an insight for the tech heads out there, it features a 24-hour intelligent battery that learns your routine and will power down apps that you don't need at any given time to save you much needed battery life, which I think is phenomenal because nowadays it's all about battery life. Are you going to give it a go?
I'm going to give it a go, okay.
And then also up to 8 GB of RAM and a CPU that runs up to 29% faster. Your phone will run smoothly even if you are broadcasting and also playing a rather heavy graphics kind of game as well. Like Zoe is playing, you can see there's no lagging, there's no nothing. It's amazing. And it's also been optimized for gaming. Now, of course, the top 10 or the top range S10 Plus has what they call a vapor chamber cooling system to prevent it from overheating, and the high-res Infinity O display along with Dolby Enhanced game mode delivers really a realistic picture and a better sound for a truly immersive experience. So there's a lot that you can expect in terms of your gaming. How are you going on there, Zoe?
I did it.
So I literally, you're fourth. Hey, you're fourth on the 5th of March.
Okay.
So I literally just bought this car right now. I downloaded this game yesterday. And it's responsive, like you've seen as well, just from the tilting effect.
Okay, I'm gonna retry it.
Go.
There
Let's see. Get in your car.
Do I press
Zoe.
anything?
Continue.
Continue. There we go.
Yes.
Engine.
You
good.
need to upgrade your car. We're not going to do that now.
You're gonna figure it out for me, but I'm gonna tell you how cool it is, because remember that you can have a chance to be one of the first at Dion Wire to get your hands on this exclusive Samsung S10. Now you can pre-order the phone now at dionwire.co.za. It includes a Samsung original accessory voucher and a Galaxy Buds valued at 3,500 Rand, but that's not all. Plus a free JBL Bluetooth speaker and a free mini car charger. Now this exclusive Dion Wire pre-order deal of the Samsung S10, it also includes free Samsung Care valid for 2 years, which consists of 2 front screen, back glass and battery replacements, repairs in store at Dion Wire, and of course a free device health diagnostic and software upgrades. Now this total bundle is worth 6,100 Rand that you save, and the pre-order now is available from 15,599 Rand. So go on over to dionwire.co.za, check out this incredible deal and place your order now for the Samsung Galaxy S10.
Check it out.
There we go. How are you doing?
I'm number 1.
Okay, well let me try.
Go.
I feel like when I was doing it, I was on the grass.
Well, you're number 1 now already. I did all the hard work for you. Look at that. Amazing.
There we go.
Fun and games. But the question is, how has the start to your 2019 gone? I really hope that it's brought you real, unreserved joy and surprises of the best kind, because that's exactly what school children from the north to the south and the east and the west of the country have been feeling as the Clover Crush Share the Goodness Roadshow reached their schools.
Crush, your daily dose of goodness. Now also available in long life.
Made with love by Clover.
At Siyabulela Primary, the Clover #CrushGoodness campaign had a new pair of Smart Step school shoes for each child. And here to help was morning television anchor and national icon Leanne Manas.
This, for me, is undoubtedly one of the most important campaigns, because when a child doesn't have a simple necessity like a pair of school shoes, I mean, where do you begin? The basics is where you have to begin. Give a kid dignity, give a kid something to look forward to. I mean, and something like this where you're handing out school shoes to these little kids and coming in here with so much excitement, and also handing out all these wonderful products that they can enjoy. I just think that, you know, bringing joy to a child is amazing. And this makes me happy. Seeing a child happy makes me happy.
Leanne is one. She's got a very good personality. She's very good with the children. And, you know, she's a news personality person, you know? So those kind of people, kids become inspired by what those people say. For Clover Crush to get somebody like her, it means that they are setting a good example for the learners to say, look, people like Leanne come to you and they just here to inspire you and to let you know that what we are, you guys can also be.
Leanne, firstly, it's just an international figure, I can say. So now when she came here, kids, teachers, everyone was very excited. And you couldn't have chosen someone better than Leanne.
A pair of school shoes is just a sign of dignity. A little kid that's walking here with their shoes flapping and holes in their shoes, and it's mandatory that you have to wear school shoes to school, and some kids don't even have that. So today we have given them dignity. Today we've given them just a small piece of joy.
I say thank you, Clover Rush, for everything that you have done for us. This means a big thing to us because some learners do not have school shoes, but now we have them. I thank you for everything that you have done for us.
Getting a new pair of school shoes today meant a lot to me because it was so incredibly amazing.
I just want to say thank you, what you have done to us in Siyabulela Primary School.
These kind of campaigns are effective because these are the right stories to tell. These are the kind of good stories that we need to tell to the young ones, to the entire country. When we start sharing and talking about these kind of stories, then you see the reaction of people and their actions start changing. Because now, when you share goodness to them, they start now realizing that goodness can go a long way. So they also start sharing goodness. So these kind of stories are very important to build the future generation and also to mold our own communities.
I share the goodness by making my grandmother's things and making my grandmother smile every time, and then that brings a joy to me for seeing my grandmother having a smile on her face.
I share the goodness by washing the dishes for my mother, cooking for her, making her tea every Mother's Day, making her a delicious breakfast every time.
We would like to thank Leanne and Clover Cash for coming here and share the goodness with the Siyabulela Primary School.
After donating 10,000 pairs of school shoes last year, in 2019, Clover doubled the goodness and have now put proud new shoes on 20,000 pairs of little feet.
When I was walking out the school and the little kids were about to go back to their classrooms and they just came up to me and gave me the biggest hug and they wouldn't let go and all of them just wanted a hug. You know, it just shows you how innocent children are and how beautiful they are and how warm they are. You know, the good in a child is always something that we have to nurture. Children are full of love and they are full of appreciation. And to see the appreciation from these kids today has made my, I don't know, I wanted to say my day, but then again, I think it's just made my year. And it's only February, so I'm good. It's going to be a good year.
It really is so heartwarming. Now, share a moment of goodness with a child and the effects can last a lifetime, really. Now, you can join too with #CrushGoodness and be there to grow this goodness culture across every community in this one beautiful country we all live, hope and dream in.
Crush, your daily dose of goodness. Now also available in long life.
Made with love by Clover.
Well, listen, I'm still in the same spot you left me while we reviewed the Samsung Galaxy S10. Ewan's already left me because Gareth Woods is in the studio as they review a brand new game. And who knows, you might be playing it on your smartphone one day too.
Dropping into some serious gaming action this morning with our gaming guy, Gareth Woods. Apex Legends, that's what we're playing, a game that literally just came about and already it amassed a huge following. Gareth, thank you very much for joining us this morning, man.
Yeah.
So Apex Legends, man.
Yeah, it's been weird because you've got obviously this production schedule of games we need to review because they come out every week, and then Apex Legends just comes out of nowhere. Like literally, the game got announced and then it was one of those, and it's available.
What? Really?
It wasn't the usual thing of like the game's coming out, you know, we'll see you in a couple of months when it actually happens.
Yeah, no build up, no nothing.
It was like, hey, go check you can play it on PSN, on Xbox, on PC. It's all available to use immediately.
Yes, man, that's amazing, man. So you download it for free.
Yeah.
That it is. All right, dude, well, give us a bit of a roundup as to what
So I'm just
Apex
playing the
Legends
training
is all
mission to kind of show some of the mechanics in that, but essentially the game revolves around, it's a battle royale. So almost like the Hunger Games. You jump into you kind of airdrop into an island and you try and get as much loot as you can, so you pick up weapons and that. In the meantime, all your enemies are trying to do the same. And then essentially it's the last one to survive is the winner.
But it looks very well put together.
Yes.
I mean, everything from the graphics, the movements, everything that's in there. I need to ask for something that's downloaded for free, you know, on these platforms. I mean, how do these developers make money at all?
Well, I mean, they have cosmetic items that you can get. So, you know, I've got my gun here. You can see it's got like some polka dots and stuff on. I managed to pick that up. You can buy a lot of these items. And obviously, you get these loot boxes, and they have this random like stuff you can win, you know, every time you get a loot box. You can get them by leveling up your character through gameplay,
or you can buy these loot boxes.
Okay.
And some of them have like really cool quips, characters, stuff your character can say, new skins for how they look, how their guns look. Because no one wants to be a default character. Everyone wants to, you know, look
exactly.
cool, yeah.
All right, cool. So what makes this game so attractive?
There are a lot of battle royale games.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we've seen PUBG, we've seen Fortnite, and they've all done really, really well. I think what this one's done particularly well is it's kind of taken the best of all of them and kind of made this almost perfect kind of storm of a game. So it's a first-person shooter, first of all, so some guys don't like the third person. That's the first one. Your character moves quite well, so I mean, you can jump, you can slide, you can climb up a lot of structures. So you see me, I'm climbing up here. So it makes your character quite mobile, which is obviously adds to the game. The other thing is it's what's called an asymmetric shooter. So instead of everyone landing and everyone's the same character, that you actually have different character abilities. So I think there are 8 characters at the moment that have got different abilities. Some have offensive, some have defensive. This one at the moment is a support hero. So it's got, I can heal my teammates, I can drop in supplies, it's part of my ultimate. And that obviously changes the way you play the game.
Yeah.
Because if you can have a hugely defensive team, you can have a hugely offensive team, you can have a mix. And obviously that changes, you know, the way the entire game is played.
Sure. So obviously now you're in a training mission where you just kind of get familiar with the controls. I take it those are targets that you can...
Yeah, so I was kind of just showing off some of the features in the training mode. It's a bit hard to play this game as a review live because you've got other characters and they'll be going, what the heck is this guy doing? He's just kind of standing around doing nothing.
Okay, so, nice. I love it. Gareth, thank you very much, man, for the bit of a surprise review this morning. I like it. Apex Legends, take a look. So it is available on
Xbox, PC, and PlayStation 4.
There you have it. Let us know if you're a fan, if you've maybe played it, if you've downloaded it already. You can connect with us via our social media feeds at Expresso Show on Twitter and Expresso Morning Show SABC3 on Facebook.
Well, this is no game. I'm just completely flabbergasted with what I've just realized. Swen Fortley joins us on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and he set himself out the challenge to cycle the Cape Town Cycle Tour 20 times to raise awareness for climate change. We're going to discuss that with him after the break. It's incredible.
Why? Oh, flip. There is no Africa Channel Short News.
Okay, 5. Everyone quiet and set, please. 5.
It's your Tuesday morning on your Feel Good Breakfast Show right here on the Africa Channel. Let's start off by taking a look at your news headlines. Police in Tanzania have arrested 65 witch doctors suspected of involvement in the barbaric ritualistic killings of children. This follows the murder of at least 10 children in the Njombe region and other similar incidents in the northern Simiyu region in late January. Albinos are among those targeted by assailants who kill them or remove their limbs and private parts. Superstition is deep-rooted among some communities in Tanzania who believe human body parts can bring wealth. And millions of people could lose their livelihoods, food source, and be forced from their homes if the world does not meet the Paris goal to curb global warming, which is endangering fish numbers. A study by the University of British Columbia in Canada shows fisheries provide some 260 million full-time and part-time jobs globally, with seafood products a critical export for developing nations. The value added by the fisheries sector as a whole in Africa is estimated at more than $25 billion, or 1.3% of the GDP of all African countries. And a British museum is to return a lock of hair that the Ethiopian government considers a national treasure. It was cut from the head of Emperor Tewodros II, who took his own life rather than be taken prisoner by the British during the Battle of Magdala in 1868. The emperor's 7-year-old son, Prince Alemayehu, was taken to the UK and became a favorite of Queen Victoria before passing away at the age of 18. His remains are kept in Windsor Castle despite campaigns for the return. And Philippine police have seized more than 1,500 live turtles and tortoises found wrapped in duct tape in Manila Airport. The reptiles, found in 4 unclaimed pieces of luggage, could have sold for more than $87,000. Turtles and tortoises are often kept as exotic pets, but their meat is considered by some to be an aphrodisiac, while the bones are powdered for use in medicine. Police believe the bags were abandoned after the carrier learned of the harsh penalties for illegal wildlife trafficking. And finally, ultra-long commercial flights that will span 20 hours may lift off from Cape Town International Airport by 2022. This forms part of a grand plan by Australian-based Qantas Airlines to conquer the last frontier of aviation, covering unprecedented distances. The initiative, dubbed Project Sunrise, is aiming to have direct flights between Sydney, London, New York, Cape Town, Rio de Janeiro and Paris. Research on the customer experience for potential long-haul flights have been done, and everything is on the table, from an exercise or stretch zone to a creche and even an in-flight cafe offering alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages, a proper hotel in the air. And with that, we leave you news headlines on your Feel Good Breakfast Show for the Africa Channel.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, right here on SABC3. It's your Tuesday morning. So good to be hanging out with you. Thank you very much for tuning in. Now, next up, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has warned that the world must take action in the next year to avert the disastrous consequences of runaway climate change. Now, there have been numerous ways in which people championing the cause have responded. And this morning, we are joined by one of those heroes, Fortuin, who has set himself the challenge of cycling the Cape Town Cycle Tour route 20 times to raise awareness. And he joins us right now on the count. Sven, thank you very much for joining us, my friend. It's awesome to have you, man. That is quite the challenge. That is quite the challenge, man. I've done the cycle tour a number of times already, and it's tough. But 20 times, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Would you consider yourself like a top cyclist at all? I mean, give other cyclists some hope, maybe.
I've done the cycle tour 15 times, but that's with a year break in between, but not 24 hours.
What personally, I think for you, gave rise to this challenge?
Well, personally, I was considering last year was coming to the end of the year, and I was thinking this is going to be the last year of this decade. And the climate change issue is still hovering over our heads, and we haven't really done anything concrete to avert it.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking, 2020 is the year. It's coming up, new decade, and we need to do something. And I thought, what can I do? And I thought, well, I'm a cyclist. I could cycle the tour. But then I thought, well, everybody does that. But nobody does it 20 times. So I thought, if I did it in 20 times in 20 days, then that will highlight the 2020 idea.
Sure. And have you completed the number now, or where are you currently?
I've completed 14. So the last 2 weeks I've been doing it every day.
Okay, and then Sunday gearing up for the big day, of course.
Yeah, well, I'll be pretty well trained by the time I get there, I'm sure.
I'm sure, man, I'm sure. Listen, what do you hope to get out of this challenge by aligning yourself with the UN's mission statement of, global warming and climate change? What would you like to see as a response to your challenge?
I'd like to get people that see me and notice what I do to actually think about their impact, their personal impact. Because there's a lot governments can do, but there's also a lot we can do personally, because we're the ones causing all the output and stuff. So it would really be useful.
Absolutely, and I think, like you rightly said, I mean, it's all good and well, you have government authorities talking about this, but it comes down to us as the individual. In terms of the training, my man, how do you approach something like this? I mean, is it simply a matter of just getting on your bike and going, or have you needed to done provisional prep going into it? Because 20 times, man, it is a tough route as it is.
Yeah, I was thinking about that myself, and I was thinking I could maybe train and stuff like that. But I was thinking it's like cycle touring, which I started 10 years ago. 10 years ago was my final cycle tour as well.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing. So people ask me, how do you train for cycle touring? And the answer is that you don't.
Yeah.
You just do it.
That's
you just get on the bike and you ride.
Easy as that. Easy. Does the route pose different challenges at this stage? Obviously, taking a look at the cycle tour route that you've been doing, but now obviously Sunday there will be barriers in place, there will be road closures in place. I mean, what are some of the challenges that you've faced so far?
The freeways are not always accessible, so so I have to go along Main Road just to get out to sort of Simonstown area in Muizenberg.
Yeah.
But once I'm there, I basically follow the cycle tour route around the Cape. So it hasn't been too bad.
Yeah.
it's just the normal traffic, but I'm used to traffic. I've been cycling since the mid-90s in Cape Town. So.
No, that's perfect, man. So we're going to get a little bit of a tips from you in terms of, you know, the cyclists going on out on the road on Sunday. Thank you very much for joining us this morning, and thank you for your contribution as well. Yeah. I'm sure that people's going to be taking note, and we'll also find out exactly how you can support Sven throughout this challenge, cycling that cycle to a route 20 times. He's going to be back on his bike in just a bit. Stick around.
Well, I think this is his bike. I'm having a lot of fun with this little squeaky thing in front of me. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if I have to tell you about our next guest. Now, if you haven't seen her compete yourself or read about her, it is an absolute honor to introduce you to her. Her name's Toni Mould, and she competes for South Africa, have won us a World Cup and World Championship silver medal. She's a paracyclist, and she's at a level that few people have reached. And the most impressive thing is, off the tracks, she's equally impressive.
Toni had a tough start in life when birth complications led to her being born with cerebral palsy. In her case, the effects were physical, affecting her motor skills, speech and balance, but it only sharpened her excellent mind and competitive spirit.
I was first introduced to the sport of paracycling in 2013 by a friend of mine who was at the time competing for South Africa in paracycling. About 6 months after I started competing in a local league race, where I was told that I had the ability to maybe compete on the national level. It was very exciting to get my first national title.
Now competing at international level with a World Cup title in her class, Toni's drive was clear from school days. She learned to walk by age 7. Won trophies for academics and horse riding, and Ryan Brenke sees that same determination in her cycling.
So I know Toni now since 2013, and she's taking part in the T1 category. She's the only T1 category rider in South Africa, and she's competing since that time. So one of the first challenges actually is to compete alone, and she does not have any other riders with her to join her in terms of training and doing races and that type of stuff. So it's very challenging for her to do this on her own. In terms of Toni being dedicated, I can say she's the most dedicated person to do this type of cycling and to achieve what she achieves thus far.
At Stellenbosch University, Toni blossomed, became a Latin and ballroom dancer, student representative, graduated with her social work degree, and then, of course, came her international sports career.
I want to keep cycling for as long as I can and for as long as I'm able to. With regards to future goals, I just want to compete and go to more competitions.
The pride of her hometown of Plettenberg Bay, Toni isn't resting on her laurels. She and a friend have started a non-profit using sport and recreation to improve people's quality of life, all the while competing and looking for a sponsor to support her in her international competition.
Ah, man, so inspiring, so inspiring. You just want to go out there and show her all the love and all the support. I love that spirit. Now, the Cape Town Cycle Tour is coming up this weekend. It's busy everywhere you go with all the cyclists. They're preparing for it. So a bit later on, Amy Hopkins, you're going to be giving us a bit of a prep rundown on how to prepare for it. I don't know how you're going to do it in a dress like this and a face full of makeup like that.
Quick change happening.
Also still coming up, you're also making food for us. You're busy this morning because we're making a low-sodium green Thai vegetable curry. I mean, the explosion of flavor, really. It's all coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast show after the break.
I'm not even... Stop the picture. Ngimanzi njena uthando lwakho sithandwa sami konakele kodwa ngisakuthanda cabanga wena ngifuna wena wedwa thwani.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It's a beautiful day. You tune into your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso right here on SABC3. Thank you very much for joining us. And this man over here with his coloured creation on his head, he's doing something absolutely amazing, doing his part for Climate Change 2020. Sven Fortley is here undertaking to cycle the Cape Town Cycle Tour route 20 times. He's done 14 already. He's actually heading off on another one this now. Sven, thank you very much once again for joining us, man. Very, very cool. Admiral, what you are doing, man. Something for environment. We've been talking about this because people tend to think that there's time, you know, to do these things and to raise awareness. In fact, there is no time left.
Yeah, this is the time.
This is the time.
We're running out of time.
Listen, let's talk about your training schedule here for a second. I mean, does the prep get easier over time? I mean, or do you still find it challenging going through every single cycle tour kind of route that you're going?
It was challenging in the beginning, but then my body kind of got used to it.
Yeah.
And by the halfway point, by 10 tours, then my body was sort of resisting a bit. But after that, I just fell into it, and it was beautiful.
I love that, man. So you've obviously been doing the route now a number of times, and you've cycled the cycle tour as well. What would you say is your biggest advice or tips for first-time cyclists going out on the road Sunday?
Yeah, first-time cyclists, just be aware that you know, a lot of people don't know how to ride together in bunches. That's probably the biggest thing. So you don't want to have any accidents in bunches. Don't ride too close to the next guy's wheel. And be aware of braking. Don't brake suddenly.
Oh, those things come very quickly, especially on a downhill. There's speed involved as well. Be very, very safe out there come Sunday. Necessary preparations. What would you say to make sure that you are prepped and ready for race day, that you not rock up at the starting gate and you realize, I forgot this, my water bottle, my little gel sachets, all those kind of things, the bike itself.
Make a list. That's always good. And yeah, I suppose, you know, don't forget the basic stuff. But also don't overtrain. Because people overtrain, especially the last week, do nothing. Just do nothing. Rather come to the start line and you feel you haven't trained enough.
Yeah.
Because that's always been my best cycle tours, when I feel I haven't actually trained enough.
Well, there we go. I think that's very, very valuable advice to just spare your legs. Sven, thank you once again. I know that you're going to be off soon. Just quickly, where can people follow you? Like I said, as an Admiral kind of thing that you are doing, raising awareness around climate change, how can they support you?
I'm on Facebook. I've got a page called Climate Crisis 2020, and my event is Climate Cycle 2020. So you could just take a photo of me if you see me out there.
You can't miss him.
Can't miss me. But take a photograph and post it on social media, hashtag it Climate Cycle 2020.
Just like that. Get in there, get involved. And like I said, you can't miss this guy on the road, man. Look at that. I'm sure you get a lot of cars going by hooting at you and giving you a thumbs up and stuff.
For sure.
Brilliant stuff.
Yeah.
Listen, Sven, thank you very much, my friend. Good luck
awesome.
and be safe out there and enjoy the cycle tour, man. And for all you cyclists as well this coming Sunday, I hope it goes very, very well. Prep in advance, make a list as well, like Sven says, and keep an eye out for this guy on the road.
Hey.
Now this week it is Salt Awareness Week, and if you think you're using too much salt in your cooking and to season your meals, you are probably right. Now the World Health Organization, they recommend that our daily intake of salt should be no more than 5 grams per day. And here to show us how easy it is to actually cook with less salt, we have the one and only Amy Hopkins.
Good morning.
Morning. I'm loving the ingredients in front of me. I can smell the vegetable Thai curry, because that's exactly what you're going to show us how to cook. It is a low sodium vegetable Thai curry.
Absolutely.
I'm so excited.
And all those beautiful flavors that you're smelling, they're from our delicious lemongrass, our garlic, our ginger, our chili, our basil, all of these beautiful things that give such impactful flavor to a dish that you don't actually need to add salt at all. And I'll confess, I like my salt. I'm a bit of a salt craver instead of a sweet tooth.
Okay.
I'm on the other side of the coin.
I have to say, I'm quite good, if I can put it that way, in not eating too much salt. And just to quickly look at the social media comments, because we've asked you at home to let us know, do you add salt to your food before tasting it? Which I also think is a complete no-no.
And such an insult to the chef.
It is. Looking at the poll, it's now standing at 35% says yes, salt on everything, which means 65 says no extra salt needed. And just quickly looking at some of those comments, we have Charlotte saying, ons gebruik baie min sout, meaning they're not eating a lot, they're not using a lot of salt. Melissa says, good morning, Expresso family, no salt. If we have spices in it, you don't need salt. Pierre says, yes, he uses a lot of salt. And Joan says, my husband cooks without salt. I find cooking without salt makes food taste bland. So Amy, you're showing us how we can cook with less sodium.
Exactly.
So that the food doesn't taste bland.
Totally. Cool. And I mean, before we even get into the Thai curry here, as you can see, we've got some gorgeous different herbs and spices on our platter. Yes. All of these are different ways to add amazing flavor to your food without using salt. Chili is a good one, obviously, that adds a beautiful spice and increases your endorphin boost, so also mood boosting.
Love the smell of fresh
Ginger,
herbs.
so good for your immune system. We've got things like turmeric, cayenne pepper, cinnamon, nutmeg, those warm spices, cumin and cardamom, and then of course your fresh herbs like your coriander, your mint, your sage, your rosemary, your basil. All of these are different ways to add amazing flavor to food. You don't need to add salt at all. So as I'm going to start off over here, we've got a little bit of coconut oil, which I'm just going to heat in a pan. And we have already combined all of these ingredients. Again, it's the ginger, garlic, lemongrass. That's a very, very fragrant chili and basil into this curry paste.
Okay.
It's always better to make everything from scratch because then you know exactly what's going in. Often your ready-made processed foods have a lot of additional salt, and you don't even know how much you're getting in your food.
So it's good to make it from salt. So you use these ingredients and you made a little bit of a paste over there.
Yes, you just put it in the blender for a couple of minutes and just, you know, with a bit of coconut oil and you're done. So we're just going to let that saute for a couple of minutes. And as you can see here, we've got some beautiful fresh veggies. We've got some green beans, some baby corn, some carrots, some mange too. And then here we've got a little bit of low sodium soy sauce. So again, if you're watching your salt intake, you can use soy, just look for the low sodium content.
And even if you go for sushi, they've got the normal soy sauce and the low sodium.
Always go for the low sodium. And again, you don't need to dip your rice into that. You just lick a bit of your fish into the soy sauce instead of soaking it all in with the rice.
Okay.
All right, so now let's put our veggies in. Beautiful veggies. And again, this is such a nice quick thing to make during the week because it's really, you know, a good kind of way to pack those veggies in, get your nutrients in.
I love the colors I'm seeing in the pan.
Little bit of that low sodium soy.
Okay. And that's not a lot. It's just a little bit. I've seen some people make a Thai curry and they throw from the bottle.
It's not necessary. You know, we forget sometimes that the idea behind a lot of Thai food is quick, fresh veggies, still crunchy. You don't want everything to be like limp and, you know, exactly.
Well, our keyword this morning for you is curry. Would you like to make this low sodium vegetable Thai curry at home that Amy's showing us in the kitchen? Our keyword is curry, so SMS curry to 33728. We will send you the link directly to your phone that's got the steps and the ingredients that you'll need to make this low sodium curry.
So the last thing we've just done is put a little bit of coconut cream. This gives it that richness. And then a few bean sprouts, which I love because it's just a bit of extra crunchy texture. And then as you can see here, we've got our ready-made dish, and we can serve that with some lovely basmati rice. You can see all those beautiful flavors. They kind of marry a bit over time. So what you would do is just sort of let this sit for about another 15 or so minutes. Not too long. Again, we don't want everything to go all soft and limp. You want those lovely crunchy veggies. And again, so nice to serve for dinner. You can have a bit of leftover for lunch the next day. Quick and easy and full of flavor, full of your nutrients. Very good for you.
You don't need to add extra salt to this
not at all.
amazing dish. Well, Amy, thank you so much for showing us how to make this delicious low-sodium veg Thai curry. If you'd love to have this recipe, our keyword is curry to 33728. Good luck for the cycle tour.
Thank you.
Your first one, Amy.
Yes, I'm very excited.
Oh, well, listen, keep us posted, and thank you for showing us this lovely recipe.
Alrighty, we're going to take a quick break right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, live right here on SABC3. After the break, the man is getting ready. He's going to be giving us some song, not so much dance, just taking it all in, the soulful sounds of Langa Mavuso. And then Dr. Darren Green is in the house to talk about salt and how the intake of salt can affect your overall health and well-being. After the break.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, right here on SABC3. It's a bit over 7 o'clock and it's time for us to check in with the news.
That's right. Thank you, Tabiso. Taking a look at your national news headlines first. A program aiming to address the needs of more than 1,800 former District 6 residents seeking restitution could cost the government more than 11.6 billion rand. The mega project is likely to take at least 20 years to develop. A costing exercise shows government's plans to build 1,860 restitution units will require 2.4 billion rand in subsidies. The plans also include more than 3,000 market units, which will likely sell for 2 million rand each to offset the costs of the entire project. And the cost of petrol and diesel is to rise yet again. South African motorists will be paying 74 cents more per litre petrol and between 91 and 93 cents more per litre of diesel from midnight today. The fuel price announcement for March was made by Minister of Energy, Jeff Radebe, yesterday morning. He said the price hikes were mainly due to an increase in the international crude oil prices. The inland price of a litre of 95 octane unleaded petrol now rises to 14 rand 82 cents per litre. Making international news headlines, a British museum is to return a lock of hair that the Ethiopian government considers a national treasure. It was cut from the head of Emperor Tewodros II, who took his own life rather than be taken prisoner by the British during the Battle of Magdala in 1868. The emperor's 7-year-old son, Prince Alemayehu, was taken to the UK to become a favourite of Queen Victoria before passing away at the age of 18. His remains are kept in Windsor Castle despite campaigns for the return. And Philippine police have seized more than 1,500 live turtles and tortoises found wrapped in duct tape in Manila Airport. The reptiles found in 4 unclaimed pieces of luggage could have sold for more than $87,000. Turtles and tortoises are often kept as exotic pets, but their meat is considered by some to be an aphrodisiac, while the bones are powdered for use in medicine. Police believe the bags were abandoned after the carrier learned of the harsh penalties for illegal wildlife trafficking. And finally, ultra-long commercial flights that will span 20 hours may lift off from Cape Town International Airport by 2022. This forms part of a grand plan by Australian-based Qantas Airlines to conquer the last frontier of aviation, covering unprecedented distances. The initiative, dubbed Project Sunrise, is aiming to have direct flights between Sydney, London, New York, Cape Town, Rio de Janeiro and Paris. Research on the customer experience for potential long-haul flights has been done, and everything is on the table, from an exercise or stretch zone to a creche and even an in-flight cafe offering alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages, a proper hotel in the air. And with that, we leave your news headlines for now. We'll run you through those stories in half an hour's time. Taking a look at your major sports stories this morning, we start with the second leg of the last round of 16 in the UEFA Champions League tonight, as Real Madrid host Ajax after 2 defeats by Barcelona in 4 days saw Madrid knocked out of the Copa del Rey and La Liga title race. Solari will be relishing a 2-1 cushion, albeit without suspended Sergio Ramos. A similar narrative for the Premier League Spurs, who carry a 3-0 advantage into their second leg versus Borussia Dortmund, but have seen their domestic hopes effectively collapse in the space of just 7 days. And tonight, the PSL fresh off a 0-0 draw versus Bloemfontein Celtic, and for the second time in a week, Sundowns battle Cape Town City, who beat their title rivals Bidvest Wits 3-2 over the weekend. The Brazilians, who have won the reverse fixture 3-2, only 4 points ahead of the Citizens on the table. Connecting the dots, Orlando Pirates now second on the log, host Bloem Celtic. And this week has seen a new centurion, and not in cricket. 20-time Grand Slam champion Roger Federer became the second male player to win 100 tour-level tournaments in the professional era when he beat Stefanos Tsitsipas 6-4, 6-4 in the final of the Dubai Championships. Jimmy Connors, who ended his career on 109, is the other who said to him on Twitter, "Welcome to the triple-digit tournament victory club. I've been a bit lonely, glad to have the company." Federer has now won at least one title every season since his first in 2001. And with that, we leave your sport news for now. Right now, let's take a first look at your roads.
Thank you, Ewan. Let's take a look at the roads and everything affected by the roads that affects the roads as well. We've got a petrol price update, and we hear that the price of petrol is set to increase by 74 cents per litre, costing you 14 Rand 62 cents per litre now. Diesel is set to increase by 93 cents per litre, costing you 14 Rand 11 cents per litre. Now, this is due to the rise of international petroleum prices. So brace yourselves, South Africa. So off to the roads right now, starting off in Gauteng, Kilner Park. There is a stationary truck on the N1 southbound. This is after the Proof Plus interchange. The ramp lane is currently obstructed and causing delays. Still in Gauteng, in Germiston on the N3 northbound, there has been an accident before the Geldenhuys interchange. It's obstructing the left lane, so please do approach with caution. Off to the trains. There is an extended travel time of 20 to 30 minutes on the Simonstown line. This is due to a defective pedestrian gate at Muizenberg, speed restrictions, sets out of service, and faulty level crossing booms at Kenilworth. Your next traffic report will be at 7:30.
Don't fear the flu. Boost your immune system with Effaflu C Immune Booster by Pharmadynamics. Effective, affordable healthcare.
Well, we have another spectacular sunrise to share with you, and this is the orange skyline from Oudtshoorn. It was sent in by Janine Damon, so thank you so much for it. Today you can expect plenty of sunshine with some hot temperatures and a maximum of 32 degrees in Oudtshoorn. And if you're like Janine and you have a beautiful sunrise photo you'd love to share with us, feel free to do so on the Expresso Facebook page. But time to take a look at the temperatures, starting off in Polokwane, a low of 18 with a high of 28, Mbombela 20, 25, Pretoria 18 with a high of 31, Johannesburg 16 reaching a high of 29. It's sunny in Mahikeng with a low of 20, a high of 36, Klerksdorp 19, 34, sunny conditions in Kimberley, a low of 20 with a high of 37. Partly cloudy conditions in Bloemfontein, a high of 34, Richards Bay 21 with a high of 27, Pietermaritzburg 17, 27, Durban 22 with a high of 27, Mthatha 16 reaching a high of 25. Some rain is expected in East London, 21 with a high of 24, Partly cloudy conditions in Cradock, 15 with a high of 33. Port Elizabeth, 19, 24. George, 17 with a high of 23. Sunny conditions in Sutherland today, a high of 30 can be expected. Cape Town, 18, reaching a high of 25. Worcester, 15, reaching a high of 33. Sunny conditions in Springbok, a high of 32. And Uppington, sunny with a low of 21, a high of 37 degrees Celsius. Well, that's where we leave your weather for now on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Time to take a look at who is celebrating their birthday.
Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
Ah, there's that happy tune. It is time to wish some of you, our real celeb viewers, a very happy birthday on the 5th of March.
Yes, that's right. We've got quite a number of birthdays this morning. We've got Anika starting off, and she's turning 9 years old today with a special message from mum and dad and brother Yakin. They're saying, we love you so much. Have a blessed day, Anika. And then we've also got Jenny McDonald celebrating her birthday today. Happy birthday,
Jenny?
lovely lady, Jenny McDonald.
Absolutely. And then Cheslin is turning 28 today, and his wife and kids send him the biggest birthday wishes. Happy birthday, Cheslin. Look at that. Very, very cool. And then we also have another wife wishing her husband a very happy birthday, who says, my husband is turning 36 today. Have a great year, my love. That's for Nkobile Mkonto. Hey, happy birthday, my brother.
Okay, we've got a shout out from the Swartz family. They'd like to wish Dura a happy birthday. They say, may you enjoy your day and stay as sweet as you are inside and out. Love you lots, mummy and daddy and the rest of the family.
Cute,
man. Cute, man.
Cute.
A bundle of absolute joy. And then we've got another one, a shout out to Liesel. They're saying here, we would like to wish you the most blessed birthday on the 5th of March from Steve, Hannah, Mark, Caroline, Anthea and Kim. Happy birthday, Liesel Miller.
Happy birthday. And then we have Michael and Leah celebrating their 9th birthday today. Happy birthday, twinsies.
Oh, wow.
Hey,
Look
Michael and Leah.
That.
Oh, cute,
Hey?
man. Happy birthday. Have a beautiful one. And then here's a special message for Jennifer from her family. May Mommy's day be blessed and may there be many more birthdays to come. We love you very much. You are the best mom in the world. Jennifer Miller, happy birthday.
Well, how's this? It's a twin explosion, a twin
Wow.
extravaganza. Another set of twins celebrating their birthday today. Karabo and Kananelo, they're turning 5 today. Your family sends you all the best wishes and loves you very much. Have a wonderful birthday, girls. And we've also got another one here. Happy birthday to my mother, Sheila Julie, who turns 85. It's a message that's come through from Alvina and Danica, as well as her son, Albert. They wish her all the joy and all the happiness. Sheila Julie, happy birthday.
Love that. And then last but not least, Kylie is celebrating her 19th birthday today. So have yourself an amazing day and know that your parents love you and are very, very proud of you. Blessings from your whole family and from us, the Expresso family, as well.
There you have it. Sprinkles of love, of joy, of happiness on your birthday. If you'd like us to wish you well on your birthday, send us an email, birthdays@kadova.tv. Be sure to include a picture as well as your name and contact details, and we'll have you on the television.
Well, there's been many, including myself, that's been waiting the whole morning to hear Langa Mavuso perform on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And before you get into your first song you're performing for us, you are performing a song called Mvula, which is rain.
Yes.
It's one of your own.
Yes.
Talk me through that song.
So I wrote Mvula about how love can be consuming but also cleansing. You know, so it's in my native language of isiZulu and a little bit of English. It's about being in love with someone but knowing that you're drowning in it. So the best thing you can do is to cleanse yourself of it.
Well, listen, we are excited to hear it. Here's Langa on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Thank you.
Manzi njena uthando lwakho sithandwa sami konakele kodwa ngisakuthanda cabanga wena ngifuna wena say it, sing it to me.
trusted the process, thought we'd never make it. But I don't wanna be a fool again. I don't wanna be the one to scream, shout. Let the rain fall, wash us clean of yesterday. Yes, Tandolwami. Let the rain fall, wash us clean of yesterday. Yes, Tandolwami. Yes, Tandolwami. Wash me clean of this embrace. Vulayami, Stanwasami. Yes, yes, Stanwasami. Yes, let this rain fall. Let it fall. Let it fall. Let it fall. Babe, it's bad. It's so bad. In May, yeah. Nervous. Stormy Sunday blues rolling round the room. You seem to hide your smiles with less instrumental colored hues. And maybe I want to share my love with you. You should be here, no else but here. The rain keeps falling.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso, and we continue to connect with you on social media. It is Salt Awareness Week. That's why we are focusing on our Good Morning post this morning, and we're asking you the very important question. Do you add salt to your food before tasting it? And it is still alarming. It's changed slightly, but 36% of you say yes. That is a third of our viewers that connected with us on Facebook. Now, taking a look at some of the comments that's come through, I'm going to start here with Amelia that says, "Good morning, Expresso family. I just do to taste, but don't use a lot of salt." Angel says, "Yes, I know if it's enough or extra sometimes. I just taste my measurements. Good morning, team." Well, thank you for that, Angel. We also have Annalise that says, "I put the salt in the food while cooking, and afterwards, when it's dished up, I put some aromat on my food, which also has a lot of sodium in it." Frank at the bottom says, "No, I taste the food first." And I'm assuming that's before adding salt or not. Well, it is a topic of discussion, and we're going to go into our health chat. But if you would love to leave a comment with us on social media, feel free to do so with that hashtag Expresso Show.
Thank you, Zoe. That's right. Connect with us on social media. Now, of course, salt helps contract and relax muscles and help maintain the correct balance of water and minerals in your body. However, it is reported that South Africans consume an excessive average of 8.5 grams of salt per day. Now, high blood pressure, often caused by excessive salt intake, is responsible for 1 in 2 strokes and 2 in 5 heart attacks, which is serious numbers. Now, here to help us unpack how your salt intake can affect your health is our trusted medical professional, Dr. Darren Green. Morning. I feel like he deserves a round of applause just because. Come on, am I leaving? Just because. Yes. Good morning, Dr. G. Good to have you, my friend. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Eat less salt. There we have it. I think let's start helping us to understand exactly salt and sodium. What's the big difference here? Because you can get low sodium, but is it still salt? What's the vibe?
No, indeed. I think the difference is salt is actually sodium chloride. So it's a combination of two what you call electrolytes or ions, a sodium and a chloride. The one's positively charged, the one's negatively charged. They come together and form salt. As we know, it's a sodium chloride. The ratio is normally 40% sodium to 60% chloride in salt.
Okay.
And then you get different varieties of table salt, from your Himalayan all the way through to high sodium, low sodium. With your soya sauces, you'll see high sodium, low sodium, and so forth.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is sodium itself, as I say, is an electrolyte essential to certain life processes in the human body. You mentioned the muscles earlier on.
Yes.
The nerve tissue, the central nervous system. So important, and also then obviously things like the blood volume are regulated by that as well. So.
Yeah, but once again, I mean, you have to take a look at how much you take in. 8.5 grams of salt per day. That's what the average South African is consuming.
Yeah, that is too much, by the way.
That's what I want to talk about, because that does sound a lot. If you're going to be measuring that out, it's a lot of salt. How much is the recommended daily allowance? What is healthy?
Yeah, so the amount of salt you should be taking in is a teaspoon, a level teaspoon per day. Now, there's so much hidden salt. This picture is very good because it shows you a bit of a hidden thing. There are pretzels over there. There's pizza over there. There's a lot of processed stuff. Cheese, canned veggies, canned fruit, and canned food contains high amount. Pickled things contain loads of salt. Yeah. So what happens is you've got all these hidden sources in sauce as well, like your sauces, ketchup, your mayonnaise, massive amounts of salt. So that's much more than a teaspoon of salt for the entire day. Yeah. The amount of sodium you should be having is 2.5 grams.
Sure, okay.
Which is, half. So 6 grams is actually the max amount you should be aiming for without having the health knock-on side effects. But your lifestyle and your day-to-day activities also play a role in how much salt you should be using.
So as let's say somebody is extremely active, trains a lot, like for instance we had Sven, exactly, who's doing the 20 cycle tour.
20,
So for him, obviously it'll his kind of threshold will be a little bit higher.
Yeah, so what you've got there is the fluid balance in his body will need to be regulated extremely well. He's going to have ongoing losses of fluid in the form of perspiration, breathing, urination, etc. So the balance between how much water he needs to be drinking, how much salt is in his body is crucial. So if you don't, if the dilution of the salt in your body is not in appropriate levels, then you start running into problems with high sodium levels, which then have a myriad of health complications in the body.
All right, perfect. Well, we're going to continue chatting with Dr. Darren Green in just a bit. If you feel like it, you can ask a question or you can pose a comment as well. 021-4309-881. He is here on standby to answer all of your questions. I do want to get into what it does to your body. What are some of the things that you can kind of should be looking at if you are going to be taking too much salt? That 8.5 grams is a lot. We'll be back with DG in just a bit.
Sitting here taking so much notes about salt intake and what it does to our bodies. We're back in the kitchen with Amy and Langa right now. And if you missed it, earlier this week is Salt Awareness Week all across the world. She's going to make a low-salt white wine mussel recipe, which is really exciting. I mean, it's here in front of me. And the whole time, I've been thinking, okay, we're making mussels, but how much salt do people actually take with their mussels?
Well, the thing is, mussels actually naturally have their own saltiness in them.
That's what I thought.
You don't need to add anything extra. And we've got some beautiful chili and garlic and our onions, which create that beautiful fragrance and flavor. You don't actually need to add salt to this dish. And we have a bit of white wine to steam those mussels in, so that gives a delicious flavor. Exactly.
And I'll start with Langa, I suppose, because you were just saying to us now that you are a salt man. Like every meal has got to have.
We were saying with the chef that I prefer saltier foods than sweet ones. Even breakfast, I'd rather have like a fry up and basically everything in there has salt and pepper. I'd rather have biltong than sweets, you know, and
but at least you're
very
learning.
Salty.
And hopefully taking some
learning a lot,
mental notes there. Okay, so Amy Hopkins, what's going on here? What are we making?
So first of all, we're going to put a little bit of olive oil in a pan. This is again a very, very quick and easy dinner that you can make on any weeknight. And then we're going to saute our bit of onion first. Remember that onion gives you that delicious flavor with any kind of stir fry or any kind of base that you want to do. And then here we've got some celery and carrots. Now, the onion, celery, and carrots combination is called the mirepoix. This is like your French term for the base. The mirepoix. It's very fancy, very fancy.
It sounds like something I want to say to people when they come over to my house. Okay, guys, I'll see just now. I want to make you guys a mirepoix.
Bonjour.
Exactly. And the mirepoix basically just means it is this combination which is the base for any good French stew, kind of stir fry. You know, it gives the base flavor for any of those hearty dishes. So you just want to saute that a little bit.
And mix it all together. Okay, so Langa, I know that you are just as bad as I am in the kitchen. I want to get you involved because this is probably where you're going to learn. You're going to help the chef pass her all the ingredients and get involved.
You can add that as some garlic and chili. You can add some of that in there. Do you like your chili? You like a bit of spice?
I do love chili.
Good.
Mix it all up.
See, now that is something, do you mind stirring that for me? When you have a bit of chili in food, that's another thing where you don't have to think about adding salt because you already have that banging flavor from a bit of spice. And obviously the chili is so good for you because it increases your immune system, healthiness, and it gives you a bit of a boost of endorphins.
Oh, fab.
And then we've got our mussels. Yes, of course.
That's really interesting.
It's a natural mood booster, chili.
Okay, I think I'm going to have like a whole bowl of chili after the show.
So then we're going to put our mussels in here. Now, remember with mussels, you often buy them frozen, so you just want to defrost them overnight in the fridge. Don't put them in hot water, just gently let them defrost overnight. And then, as you can see, we're going to let this steam beautifully now over here. We're going to add some white wine. Do you want to add some white wine for me?
Don't drink it. I'm watching you. The keyword for this is dinner. SMS the word dinner to 33728 if you would like a link for this recipe sent over to your cell phone, and you can make yourself that mirepoix with the white wine and mussels.
That's beautiful. Now you can just let that steam for about 10 or so minutes, and here is our ready-made dish. And what we're going to just do is add some more fresh celery on top of this. So, you know, when you cut the celery like we had it chopped, don't waste those leaves. These are beautiful to add on top of the mussels. Exactly.
Now, Amy, I don't see the wine. Where is the
wine? There it is. And a lot of it will evaporate. A lot of it will evaporate. But what you can also do is if you want to take a nice big crust of bread and just dip it into that sauce. Oh, that will be beautiful.
Do you want to try some, Langa, before we go?
I would love some,
Come, get involved. SMS the keyword dinner to 33728. Amy Hopkins, you're a superstar. This looks absolutely marvelous. 33728, the word is dinner, and we'll send you a link to the recipe. We'll be back talking World Salt Awareness Day right here on Expresso, more throughout the show. Is that nice? Kanit.
Here we go. We are still sitting down with Dr. Darren Green this morning. We're talking about salt. It's Salt Awareness Week, a very important topic that we need to address because there are so much hidden salts in our diet. We actually do not realize how much we consume. So if you want to have a comment on air to Dr. Darren Green, or maybe you have a question, call us 021 430 9881. Dr. Darren, lovely to have you once again. So just quickly, we do know now that South Africans, we do consume too much salt. 8.5 grams, that is kind of the level where we are right now. What's the health implications?
Yeah, so if you think about what our staple diets are here, there are a lot of bread, a lot of pastries as well, but also a lot of meat. South Africans eat a lot of red meat. Think about droewors and biltong.
Hey,
and what happens what happens when they eat a lot of that? They get thirsty. We also socialize a lot around a campfire and around sporting events. That's when people will put out snack bowls and snack. What's in the snack bowl? Chips. So crisps and preserved meats or things like that. All those processed foods are very high in salt, and that then leads to obviously the excessive thirst. But interestingly enough, not just the thirst. What happens when you have too much salt is that you also end up going to the toilet a lot because you drink a lot more water, and you think, if I'm drinking more water to neutralize the salt, I'm going to go to the toilet a lot. Sure, but your body holds on to water as well to dilute the salt if you've got your levels are too high. But from losing lots of fluid with excessive salt intake, you often secrete calcium. So it's funny enough, people get actually bone disease or osteoporosis associated with poor quality bone. That as well, and also can affect the nervous tissue, as I mentioned, in the nervous system. Things like delirium and dementia can happen from having high salt levels, and it can affect the metabolism of your muscle cells, particularly. The secondary spin-offs medically are what happens to the blood pressure. So that's a big one, and the effect of then raised blood volume and blood pressure on all the different systems. You mentioned the risk factors of stroke, particularly coronary artery disease of the heart as well. If you take someone that has high blood pressure and take their heart and have a look at it afterwards and cut the heart in a cross-section and look at it, the muscle is thickened. It's called hypertrophy, concentric hypertrophy, where that muscle, from working against the resistance of high pressure in the system, that muscle overdevelops. And because of the thickened muscle walls, it's not a healthy thickened muscle. It actually causes less effective, cardiac function, but also then obviously the size of the ventricles can be impaired.
You see now, and I think we need to realize that the body is such a delicate ecosystem, and we don't realize because it doesn't happen immediately. We don't necessarily feel those implications right now. Our lines are open, 021 430 9881. This is a very, very serious but important topic as well. Call us 021 430 9881. We're going to be back with Dr. Darren Green, especially giving us tips on what to look out for when we go shopping with regards to food. That's a big one as well. We'll be back just now.
Well, we are taking a quick break on your Feel Good Breakfast show. After the break, our medical chat with Dr. Darren Green, it continues, and it's all about Salt Awareness Week. So give us a call if you've got a comment or a question. Our lines are open. It's 021 430 9881. And she's literally superwoman. 1 minute ago, she was in the kitchen whipping up a delicious dish in a red dress. She's now on her bicycle and ready to show us a cycle to a stretch. Amy Hopkins is coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You tune into your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, right here on SABC3. Sitting down with Dr. Darren Green, talking salt and salt awareness, being at Salt Awareness Week. Very, very important because we do consume too much salt in our foods as well. Dr. Darren, so we heard some things that can affect your body in terms of salt. The heart muscle especially can be badly damaged, even though that it produces more muscle because of blood volumes. But right now, I think more on an everyday kind of note, people going to the shops buying food.
Yes.
We spoke about the hidden salts. What should we be looking out for? We spoke about the link between salt and sodium as well, and it gets confusing. I get it. I get it. So what's your top tips?
So you'll see on the labels on the food that the food labels have to be updated. They have to be accurate. Sometimes they're so small you can hardly read them, but you need to be able to see. You'll often find energy in kilojoules or protein, etc., going all the way down to and there's 0.5 grams. 1 gram, 16.7 grams. But what we look at on that label is for salt specifically. Remember, per day you should have 6 grams max.
Okay.
So you can actually work out how much salt you're actually consuming, provided you actually take into consideration a little bit of chutney, a little bit of ketchup, tomato sauce, whatever. There's salt in bread. There's salt even in cookies that you put your cheese on. The highest sources of salt that you're going to find are things like your processed meats, your pepperonis, your salamis, your things like, obviously, cheese, your hard cheeses. And people need to be aware of that. And then the sauces are massive. Remember the crisps, remember the preserved meat products, etc. But look at the label, look at the RDA, the recommended daily allowance, and that tells you, for example, how much you should be consuming quite often. But with salt particularly, as I mentioned, the sodium content is important, 2.5 grams a day.
Okay.
As max, what
That's
you
your
should
max.
be.
Okay. We have a call on the line all the way from Joburg. Craig, good morning.
Good morning, Ewan. How are you?
I am very well, my friend. I'm very well. What would you like to ask, or what's your comment for Dr. Darren?
Look, Doctor, I'd just like to ask you a question. I am epileptic, grand mal, and every time I have a fit, I'm grand mal. And when I have a fit, I go to hospital. They tell me the sodium chloride in my body is practically non-existent. But my blood pressure is sky high. And I have finally gotten my blood pressure down, but now that it's down, my epilepsy is playing up.
Sure.
So I don't know if you can give me any pointers there.
What's the link there?
Well, so he mentions two or three different things. He mentioned sodium as a problem, initially having very low sodium levels. And that could be related to many things metabolically. It could be related to your kidney function. It could be related to thyroid hormone. It can even be a side effect of medication you could be taking as well. So let's start there. When you have hypertension, when you have high blood pressure, there are different causes of high blood pressure. Sodium and having high sodium levels could be one cause. You get primary essential hypertension that you get in families, but you also get hypertension secondary to other organ issues in terms of the hormone levels that I mentioned as well. Remember also in this case that he would need to control his seizures at all costs. One of the reasons someone that has epilepsy develops uncontrolled epilepsy is if they're dehydrated and the electrolyte levels are abnormal, it can predispose them to having more fits and seizures. So very important for him to have, obviously, a very stringent diet fluid balance and also review his electrolyte counts in this case. And also look at the side effect profiles of the meds. How much are you taking? Can the meds interact with each other? And look into the situation.
So there's a big number of things. Craig, I do hope that it helped you somewhat this morning. Thanks for that call, my friend. Dr. Darren, thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Wow, this is definitely a topic that we need a whole day to sit down and discuss, but really appreciate the input and advice as always. Dr. Darren Green, it is Salt Awareness Week. Make sure, I think if we take anything away from it, read the labels on your food and track how much salt you are consuming on a day-to-day basis.
You've got to love Health Tuesdays here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso. But the question is, do you often find yourself feeling tired all the time? Even if you get enough sleep, you still find yourself feeling a bit fatigued. Maybe you have vitamin B deficiency. Have a look at this.
This morning, we have the pleasure of continuing our series on the importance of vitamin B and how it benefits our overall health, something I've learnt on my own personal journey in trying to understand my body more. Your body is constantly sending out messages that you might be deficient in something, in this case, vitamin B, but are you listening? Here to help us understand those specific signals that our body sends us is Professor Natalie Shalek. Natalie, welcome back. Thanks for joining us. This is such an important thing for me to talk about because we kind of live in denial, maybe because of the stresses of life. In our line of work, we're always tired, so you kind of learn to just switch that off. But what should we actually be listening out for? When is our body telling us we are overtired? What are those signals?
I think in the last episode, we spoke a lot about, depression and central nervous system irritability. But I think what's also important with your central nervous system health is the tingling that you have in your hands and your feet. And that can be worsened by certain medicines especially, and then also if you've got an underlying chronic disease. So with the fatigue that we mentioned last time that has these flu-like symptoms, you can also have peripheral outliers like a peripheral neuropathy, which is really damage to your nerve cells that you will start feeling in your hands and your feet. And then if you're also using alcohol, we have something that we call, with vitamin B1 deficiency, Wernicke's encephalopathy, but generally that leads
just
to
rolls
overall,
off the tongue.
I know, it's just like confusion, general confusion, which we all have on a daily basis, right? But I mean, in this case, it's severe confusion, really mental slowing. So that's an extreme example. But I think if you experience anything other than what you would normally experience, like you mentioned in your work, you are generally tired. Yeah. But if you take that to the extreme, you have to start asking yourself, do I have enough energy and do I have enough nutrients to feel what I am doing every day? Because what you are consuming may be more than what you are getting.
And maybe it's worth doing a little kind of self-audit every once in a while anyway, but something that keeps coming up is the relationship between a vitamin B deficiency and being tired. Why are we tired when we don't have vitamin B?
So I think, yes, vitamin B is, we call them coenzymes or cofactors in utilizing energy. So energy we use from food sources, for example, carbohydrates, lipids, and proteins. And these vitamins literally help you to break them down. And they do that with your human gut bacteria. So the bacteria use the vitamins, but they also produce vitamins. But they act as coenzymes to help you use it. So without these vitamins, you won't be able to use what you are taking in.
Because that's something I was going to say. It's just I eat really healthily through these times, and you forget that it's not just about getting the good diet in, but about having the system to be able to support that. But diet is vitally important. Every time we've spoken to you, you've spoken about the importance of diet. How does our diet and how can we eat to help us affect our energy levels in the right way?
So I always think it's important to eat as close to nature. So anything that you can't pronounce, you should not be able to, you should not eat. So if you can't pronounce it, you shouldn't eat it.
Oxy anywhere.
So I think it's green leafy vegetables, especially animal, vitamin B12 from animal sources, but plants, whole grains, legumes, all the healthy things. But you should remember, even if you eat all of those healthy things, you need a healthy gut to absorb that. And in one of the previous episodes, we spoke about your gut bacteria. So you need to absorb what you are eating. And if you eat everything and you have a good exercise regimen, and when we talk about exercise regimen, I know people are seeing Body Beat from the 80s and Jane Fonda, but that's not what we are saying. We're not saying you should do an exercise. You can even walk, just maintain an overall healthy lifestyle so that you've got good antioxidants. And then, if you still feel tired after everything, you can sit down and say to your healthcare professional, look at me, I'm the healthiest person on this planet, but I'm still tired. Then you really need to look at your vitamin levels.
Oh, man, so many kind of jumping off points there to take on a tangent, but thank you so much. I think we really hit the nail on the head here, and that it's about managing that entire system. It's not just about looking at one signal, but asking yourself, are you eating right? Yes. Are you getting sleep? All of these other factors. But if not, if nothing is helping, then there is a very strong likelihood that you might be deficient in vitamin B, and that's something you really can take care of. But most importantly, listen to the signals that your body are giving you.
All All right, so right now standing here with Amy from Women's Health, and she's gearing up for her very first cycle tour. But it feels like, we're just saying now, it feels like she's been cycling forever because she's like almost like in my eyes a pro cyclist. But we're talking about, especially if you're going to be going out for the first time riding the cycle tour, the importance of stretching and the correct snacking as well. Amy,
exactly.
Lovely to have you.
Thank you.
So this
nice
is
to
your
be talking
baby.
about cycling. It's something I'm very passionate about. I've been riding for about 2 years, and I've done, as you say, longer races. I've done a lot of stage races, but it is my first Cape Town cycle tour. And I think what's so great about this event, obviously being in our home city, is that you can ride to the start. This is one of my first warm-up tips, is that you actually try and ride to the start. If you're staying within 3 to 5 kilometers of the start, or you even park at the finish, it's a great way to warm up your legs, as well as to test that everything's working fine on your bike. So do a lot of gear changing, go into your hard gears, grind a little bit, just warm those legs up. And then when you're in your start shoot, because most of us are in the shoot for about 20 minutes before the start.
It could take a while,
Yeah, you've got to kind of hold onto your bike. So what we normally do is, and it'll be a bit cold. I'm starting at 6:45 in the morning, so at that time it's still a bit chilly. But what you want to do is start doing some stretches. So like stretching up, just opening up your back and your shoulders. So just kind of roll your shoulders, stretch up to the sky. You're going to be spending more than 3 hours at least, unless you're very fast, with your back kind of curved over. So that's going to take a bit of strain on this area. And then what you can also do is just kind of make sure that your legs are ready by doing mini squats like this above your bike. Then
so basically keep moving,
just keep
whilst
moving,
you're waiting.
whilst you're waiting for your start. And I think one of the biggest things that doesn't get mentioned enough is to just mentally get into a good, calm space, because it's going to be frantic. There's 35,000 people doing this race, so you just want to get mentally ready that when that gun goes for your group, you are just focused and you are going.
Ready to go.
Exactly.
And in terms of quickly snacking, what you should prepare for race day to make sure that, because we spoke about salt, and the salt is obviously very much needed, with regards to the high volumes of exercise.
So what you'll see is, because you're going to be out for at least 3 hours, 3, 4, 5 hours, depending on your pace, you're going to be losing a lot of salt. It's going to get hot. So what I normally do is I have sort of a rehydrate with me. You want to replace your electrolytes, or make sure that one of your drinks, or I always carry 2 bottles, make sure one of them has enough electrolyte replacements in them. So that's your natural salts, potassium, magnesium. And then I always ride with a banana, because that's my healthy snack. And then I always have some sort of like a date nut bar as well, just for that extra quick glucose release, but it's a healthy version. So those are my snacks. And of course, have a good breakfast before you start. So try and eat about 2 hours before you ride. A nice big bowl of oats or something, or some toast with peanut butter, that's great. And then when you finished riding, if you don't mind holding my belt, the biggest strain you feel is obviously on your legs and your back. So my first thing I like to do is you take your arms into like an eagle position in yoga. This opens up your shoulders at the back, so you really get that nice shoulder stretch over here. You can feel it. And then, of course, for your legs, your hamstrings get very tight when you ride a lot. So you want to almost put your legs in front and then really stretch out your hamstrings.
And that will really go into the lower back as well. That took a bit of a pounding,
Yes, exactly. And then for your quads, you want to lift your knees up. And I think what a lot of people do is they do the exercise like this. Make sure your knees are in line with each other, and really try and put your heel against your bum, so you can feel that stretch nicely in your quads. And then the last exercise I'd recommend for your stretch is into your glute, because your glutes take a lot of strain. You do kind of a seated squat like this, and you just bend low, and you'll feel the stretch in your glute area. And that's your basic stretch.
That's if your legs can hold you after coming off the bike. So thank you very much, Amy. Great tips right there. Good luck to all of you cycling on Sunday. Please cycle safe. Amy is, of course, going for a sub 2.5.
No, not 3 hours. 3 hours.
3 hours. All right, well, I wish you all of the best as well. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Take it easy. Take it easy now.
I'm very excited.
It's going to be awesome. We're going to be taking a very quick break. Don't go anywhere. You can have your baby back.
Stormy Sunday blues rolling around the room. You seem to hide your smiles with diamond colored hues. And baby, I want to share my love with you. You should be here, no else but here. The rain keeps falling.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
You're back with your feel-good breakfast show, and time for us to talk movies with JP Sebastian. And before we get into the movies that he will be, in fact, the movie he will be reviewing, there's been some new movie trailers that's been released, and we're going to take a look at them. Good to have you, JP.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Well, let's take a look at the first one, Detective Pikachu.
It's so great that an adult just said that to my face on national television.
A
Like, let's
Pokemon
have a serious
movie.
look at, and not just any Pokemon movie. I'm so glad that
Pikachu gets the feature.
the first live action they come up with for this movie, they're like, you know what, stuff it. We don't care. We're going to make it as weird as possible. It is based on one of the games.
Okay.
But it's not just like, tournaments and people chucking balls at each other and making their Pokemon attack each other. Pikachu is legitimately a very, obsessed detective with a coffee addiction and with some true grit behind him.
But you think of the Pokemon franchise and you ask anyone, name a Pokemon, the first one they always think of is Pikachu.
So it's not going to be totally alien, I'm sure. Did you grow up watching Pokemon?
Yes, I did.
I grew
with
up
my brother.
Oh, sure, it was the brother's fault. You're right. You were dragged
No, I
into
didn't
it.
blame him. I said with him.
No, I even played the little games. Pokemon Yellow was my thing, obviously,
Yeah.
back on the NES. But
Great cast. Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds, obviously voicing Pikachu. You've got Ken Watanabe in there, who's anyway. He's a big deal. When you see his face, you'll remember who he is. But I'm so glad that at least what the trailer does is it shows that it still has the self-belief to center only on Pikachu. I don't care if there's a human love story happening in the background. Like, have the belief in your stupid, crazy idea to just go whole hog and just have the camera directly on that cute little thing.
I love that you could pick that up from a movie trailer.
I'm just keen. I think I grew up on the stuff, so
You're excited.
I've regressed back to 2 brain cells.
Well, I see that movie is set for release on May
Yes,
17th. So it's around the corner, 2 months to go.
I think worthwhile, obviously, for the parents and the kids.
Okay. Let's move on to the trailer for Hellboy that's been released.
On the other hand, as some people I think were kind of peeved with that there were creative differences as these things go between the original was obviously Guillermo del Toro, the guy who did The Shape of Water, and Ron Perlman, who is a famous stone-faced man who originally played Hellboy. Ooh. Wow. Okay.
Sorry, kids.
So this has David Harbour, who's playing Hellboy this time around. This guy you know from Stranger Things. And Weston, I can't remember the name of which, but it seems like he's going to be able to hold his own, do his own thing here. And what I love, again, similar to sort of my sentiment towards Pikachu movie, is like if something is just going whole hog, like if it knows that it's totally bonkers, that it doesn't, not everything needs to be like Christian Bale in a Christopher Nolan movie playing Batman wearing plain clothes.
Not everything needs to make sense.
It's a comic book still,
Yeah.
and so this looks like it goes,
Okay.
A slang word I nearly used by mistake, which is not correct, but it goes crazy enough. Let's put it that way.
Well, it's set for release next month. That's the movie Hellboy for April 12th. Let's quickly take a look at Dark Phoenix.
On the other
Coming out
hand,
on June the 7th.
shame. Poor. I think, like, while we all love the Avengers and all that other stuff from the Marvel Universe, X-Men has kind of been sluggish with a lot of people. This last one, Apocalypse, I don't know if you ever had any brushes with the X-Men movies.
I've watched a few.
They don't sort of stand up to what you expect from at least their competitors and their parallel universes that are happening next to them. And then they've got this actress back who I'm not too sweet on either. Sophie Turner, I think her name is, from Game of Thrones.
Yes.
And so she was lost in Apocalypse, where she wasn't great in that. I hope that if she's the lead and she's holding this whole thing together, and you no longer have Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. And the trailer reveals, I'm not spoiling here because the director was like, yeah, it's the case, that Jennifer Lawrence clearly dies, straight off pat at the very beginning. She wasn't going to be a part of it. Then she got back into it, and I think that she was just happy to leave. What it seems like they're desperate to try and do here is wrap the thing as quickly as possible because Disney bought out Fox.
Okay.
And so they're going to fold X-Men into the Avengers universe, but you can't necessarily tie this story in, which has remade itself, as this movie makes out here.
So it's basically a standalone, if you can put it that way.
And probably the final for these actors, and thank goodness, because it has been limping. It's not been an ideal superhero series.
The chapter is ready to be closed and finished.
Yeah.
Well, that's some of the latest movie trailers that's been released. JP Sebastian, he's not going anywhere. Of course, we have a movie review coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
All right, be among the first with Dion Wyatt to get your hands on the exclusive Samsung S10, which Ewan has been having a go at. It's available now on dionwyatt.co.za, and it includes a Samsung original accessory voucher and Galaxy Buds valued at 3,500 Rand, plus a free JBL Bluetooth speaker and a free mini car charger. Now, it's an exclusive Dion Wyatt pre-order deal of the Samsung S10. It includes so much, including free Samsung Care, which is valid for 2 years, which consists of 2 front screen, back glass, and battery replacements. Repairs done in-store at Dion Wyatt, as well as free device health diagnostic and software upgrades. Now, the total bundle saving for you is worth 6,100 Rand. You need to pre-order your phone now for 15,599 Rand. Go on dionwyatt.co.za to check out this deal and place your order now for the Samsung Galaxy S10, which is really amazing. You how much work are you actually getting done today?
Nothing.
Because you are literally just every time there's a break, here's Ewan on the phone. Every time there's a break, here's Ewan.
But I can't help it. Look, the gaming capability, we spoke about it earlier on the brand new S10, is incredible, man. That's responsive. The hardware inside is just conducive to such an awesome gaming experience.
Yeah.
And as you can see, clearly I can't put it down. You should
while you're
actually
playing
have
that,
a go, man.
Don't play yourself. Go pre-order it. www.dionwyatt.co.za. We're taking a break. Langa Mavuso is still here after the break.
Here we go. Have a go.
No, it's fine.
Join the party on Top Billing this Sunday at 5:30 as blogger Kenny Jules Marifi Winslow shows off her crib. If you like Italian, Chef David Higgs just opened his new trattoria, introducing the best pazzo-style cooking. And rugby star Dylan Smith finds true romance with his bride Susanna Stapelberg. That's Top Billing this Sunday at 5:30. Repeat Tuesday 3:30 on SABC3. The stage is yours.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to it. It is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, here on SABC3. We've still got lots more feel-good coming your way this morning. Langa Mavuso is still here. And then we're going to be giving you some tips on how to make the most of your leave at work. Right now, though, Ewan with the news.
Thank you so much, Tabitha. Let's run you through your news headlines one more time this morning. In your national news, a program aiming to address the needs of more than 1,800 former District 6 residents seeking restitution could cost the government more than 11.6 billion rand. Now, the mega project is likely to take at least 20 years to develop. And the cost of petrol and diesel is to rise yet again. South African motorists will be paying 74 cents more per litre of petrol and between 91 and 93 cents more per litre of diesel, and that's from midnight tonight. Making international news headlines, a British museum is to return a lock of hair that the Ethiopian government considers a national treasure. It was snipped off the head of Emperor Tewodros II, who took his own life rather than be taken prisoner by the British during the Battle of Magdala in 1868. And Philippine police have seized more than 1,500 live turtles and tortoises found wrapped in duct tape at Manila Airport. The reptiles found in 4 unclaimed pieces of luggage could have sold for more than $87,000. And finally, Western Cape farmers have built Africa's first commercial floating solar park. It enabled them to now tackle load shedding and drought. Established on the picturesque farm Marlinique Estate just outside Franschhoek, the floating solar park can produce 60 kilowatts of energy. Owner Carl van der Merwe says the floating park also acts as a buffer from the sun, reducing evaporation of dam water. And surprisingly, it has become a haven for fish and birds, acting as an artificial reef of sorts. Fish go to it for cover and birds use it as a perching spot. How multi-clever is this floating solar park, at the same time reducing the farm's carbon footprint considerably? Love that story, and that's also where we'll leave your news headlines for your Tuesday morning. But let's quickly take a last look at your sporting headlines going into your Tuesday. We start with the second leg of the last round of 16 of the UEFA Champions League tonight, as Real Madrid host Ajax after 2 defeats by Barcelona and 4 days saw Madrid knocked out of the Copa del Rey and La Liga title race. Solari will be relishing a 2-1 cushion, albeit without suspended Sergio Ramos. A similar narrative for the Premier League Spurs, who carry a 3-0 advantage into their second leg versus Borussia Dortmund, but have seen their domestic hopes effectively collapse in the space of just 7 days. And tonight in the PSL, fresh off a 0-all draw versus Bloemfontein Celtic, and for the second time in a week, Sundowns battle Cape Town City, who beat their title rivals Bidvest 3-2 over the weekend. The Brazilians, who won the reverse fixture 3-2, only 4 points ahead of the Citizens on the table. Connecting the dots, Orlando Pirates, now second on the log, host Bloem Celtic. And this week has seen a new centurion, and not in cricket. 20-time Grand Slam champion Roger Federer became the second male player to win 100 tour-level tournaments in the professional era when he beat Stefanos Tsitsipas 6-4, 6-4 in the final of the Dubai Championships. Jimmy Connors, who ended his career on 109, is the other, who said to him on Twitter, "Welcome to the triple-digit tournament victory club. I've been a bit lonely. Glad to have the company." Now, Federer has now won at least one title every season since his first in 2001. What a major achievement for this man. And that's where we leave your sport for now. Here's a quick last look at your roads this morning.
Thank you, Ewan. Let's give you more detail on that petrol price update. The price of petrol is set to increase by 74 cents per litre, which will cost you 14.62 cents per litre now. Diesel is set to increase by 93 cents per litre, costing you 14.11 cents per litre. Brace yourselves. We start off with your traffic in the Western Cape in Gugulethu. There has been an accident on the N2 bound. That's after the airport approach road obstructing the emergency lane. If you are in Gauteng in Boysen on the M1 northbound, there is congestion between Uncle Charlie's interchange and the Crown interchange with delays up to 20 minutes. And if you're using the trains, the T2308 train from Easter River to Cape Town is cancelled between Easter River and Bellville. Please allow for extra travel time. That's where we leave your traffic for the morning.
Oh, thank you, Tabisa. Well, let's take a quick and final look at those beautiful sunrise photos that's been coming through. Carl Hollenby, thank you for your beautiful sunrise from St. Michael's Beach in KZN. And Janine Damons for your spectacular orange skyline from Oudtshoorn. Well, let's take a quick and final look at those temperatures. Polokwane, a low of 18 with a high of 28. Mbombela, 20 with a high of 25. Pretoria, 18, 31. Johannesburg, 16 with a high of 29. It's sunny in Mahikeng today with a high of 36. Klerksdorp reaching a high of 34. Kimberley 20 with a high of 37. Bloemfontein 16 reaching a high of 34. If you're in Richards Bay, 21 with a high of 27 can be expected. Pietermaritzburg also reaching a high of 27. It's partly cloudy in Durban with 22 with a high of 27. Mthatha 16 reaching a high of 25. Rain is expected in East London with a high of 24. Cradock 15 reaching a high of 33. Port Elizabeth 19, 24. George 17 with a high of 23. Sunny conditions in Sutherland 20 with a high of 30 degrees. If you're in Cape Town, 18 is your minimum, 25 your maximum. Sunny conditions in Worcester with a high of 33. If you're in Springbok, 15 is your minimum, 32 your maximum. And Uppington at 21 with a high of 37 degrees Celsius. Well, that's where we leave your weather this morning, and it's also time for us to get another performance from our talented performer this morning, Langa Mavuso, on your Feel Good Breakfast show with his track, Sunday Blues.
Stormy Sunday blues rolling around the room. You seem to hide your smiles with dying colored hues. And baby, I won't share my love with you. You should be here, no else but here. The rain keeps falling. You should be here, no else but here. The rain keeps falling. Morning rolls with gloom and eyes are dark in color blue. A ray of sunshine in the shade. I promise that I'll never leave you. I'll save you from the heavy clouds, 'cause memories, they don't fade, fade. And baby, I want to share my love with you. You should be here, no else but here. The rain keeps
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Book flights from 499 Rand, only on travelstar.co.za.
Well, welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Travel Tuesday, and when it comes to planning a holiday, using your annual leave wisely can have a big impact on what kind of holiday you're able to enjoy. Using your public holidays to your advantage and choosing to take leave off-season. Now, these are just some of the ways to make the most of your vacation. And we're joined this morning by Emma Verhoeven, Brand and Communications Manager at Travel Start this morning, as we unpack Travel Tuesday a little bit better and a bit more wisely.
Love
Welcome
this time of the year. Hello, Emma.
Thank you. Thanks.
Public holidays, it's here.
Yep.
And if you use it wisely, you can have a nice little break. So I think first and foremost, if you use your leave in a smart way, you can really benefit from having a great holiday. So I think, what is your tips going into this?
So I think it's always a trade-off, and that's something that's important to remember. We have a lot of customers phoning us saying, okay, can I find cheap flights during December? Unfortunately, that doesn't happen. That is the airline's peak period. That's when the flights are the most expensive. So it's really a trade-off between maximizing your leave and getting, cheap travel deals. But coming up, I think we're coming up to April now. There's going to be loads of awesome holidays. I think if you take off 8 days, you can get a 17-day break starting on the 19th of April. So it's all about looking at your calendar and plotting out those days wisely.
I think you have to be clever about it. And when it comes to specials around or flight prices around public holidays, that's not the same as your December peak period, right?
No, so the prices will always go up slightly around when there are public holidays and things like that, because obviously everybody's got the same idea as you do, and they're making the most of those public holidays. But what I would advise is trying to fly a few days before the public holiday and then come back a few days afterwards, just so you can get both the cheap flights as well as maximize your leave.
So if you can afford enough leave to take a week or so off, where would you recommend going? I mean, if you take a look at this particular period with, the season as well, going slightly into winter now as well.
Yeah, so, if you only have a week off, I would definitely advise not going too far, because first of all, you don't want to spend your whole leave traveling, and second of all, you also don't want to go to Asia or in America and have jet lag the whole time. So if you're going to go away somewhere for a week, I would suggest, a Mauritius, a Maldives, maybe Europe if you have a Schengen visa already, Wales, Mozambique, somewhere like that.
Oh, look at that, man. That's enough to entice me right there.
I'm loving these images, and it's just giving me travel envy. But Emma, when it comes to places that if you only got 3 days of leave, so you want to make a long weekend out of it, where would you recommend for those who are looking to take advantage of a public holiday here and there?
3 days, last year I went to Portugal for 3 nights, so I'm not really the right person to ask about. But definitely I would say, Botswana, Namibia, Vic Falls, somewhere where it's even, Mauritius is a little bit faster, but, somewhere that's probably about a 3-hour flight away should totally be fine. Otherwise, locally, Drakensberg, Kruger Park, Cape Town, if you're in Joburg, something like that is totally
Namibia could be also a great option. Yeah, beautiful. So of course, we need help facilitating these holidays to make sure that you benefit from your public holidays you're going to be taking off. In what way can Travel Start help us?
So we have an amazing team of travel experts at Travel Start, who, if you're not comfortable booking online, or if you want some expert advice, you can always give us a call. They help plan packages and things like that as well, so they can also take care of local getaways, all of that. And we also currently have a Dream Week sale on this week. I think we chatted about it a bit yesterday, where we have amazing deals on international and domestic flights. So running all the way until the end of this week. So
do it now. Travel made simple. That's what we like.
Well, Emma, thank you for joining us this morning. And make sure you check out their Dream Week sale. And this is just another amazing way to help you enjoy hassle-free, budget-friendly holidays to make the most of your leave. Why don't you check out travelstart.co.za.
Book flights from 499 Rand, only on travelstart.co.za.
Well, headlined by the Chainsmokers and Martin Garrix, this past weekend saw Africa's largest electronic music festival come back to South Africa for its 6th year, and man, it did not disappoint. Now, known for their leading world-class production, Samsung, they ensured that they brought together some of the top artists to be on the Ultra Music Festival stages for 2019, and I was there. It is Africa's largest electronic music festival and back in South Africa for its 6th edition. The lineup, all the DJs we love from all over the world, headlined by award-winning EDM duo, the Chainsmokers.
With a lineup boasting the likes of Martin Garrix, Black Coffee and Shimza, it's bound to be an unforgettable experience.
Well, you certainly can't mention Ultra Fest and not associated with DJ Fresh. Ultra Fest, DJ Fresh, same WhatsApp groups, same thing. What's it like coming through this year?
You know, I think it's been an incredible 5 years. And the fact that the Ultra family took a chance on this territory, because if you look at global festivals, everything goes to Europe, it goes to Asia, it goes to the Americas, it jumps all the way to Australia. But the fact that 5 years ago they took a chance on this market says a lot about the potential of this market. So yeah, man.
Today we got to see you and Euphonic back on stage again together after a while. What was that like?
You know what, it was actually cool. It's like riding a bicycle. You might worry that I haven't ridden a bike in a while, but once you get into it, man, you find the groove. It's like a jazz session where you have a saxophonist, a drummer, and a guitarist. You just find the groove and then you jump into it.
Shinza, this is your first time at the Ultra Festival. How are you feeling about it?
It's quite an amazing experience being here. You know, the Ultra brand is such a worldwide recognized brand, you know, and for me, being on the Resistance stage for the first time in Cape Town, I've done it in Johannesburg. I think for me, it's sort of like a stepping stone. You know, they tested me with one and now they gave me two. And I'm hoping that one day, man, we can also do Resistance Miami, Resistance Ibiza. Yeah.
Summer might be beginning to cool down, but this festival is still bringing all the heat. Renowned for its world-leading production, Samsung has ensured that this will be a special one for all the Ultranauts.
Good little song. Your first time in Cape Town for the Ultra Festival. How does it feel?
It's good. I always love the city for its vibrant energy. In any other party, people are out here in the farm, in their open spaces, about to express themselves. They're going to allow me to express myself too, so I'm really excited.
There's really something about the Ultra Festival, and the energy here is quite electric, as you say. Do you create a theme for what your set then sounds like when you come out to a space like this?
I just think, you know, music is so boundless, you know, so it just goes in wherever you're at. And I just feel like, you know, it's all about the energy of the place and the people. And I'm also a big part of that. So today, I'm going to be creating something special, you know, as it is my first time doing Ultra. So I'm really looking forward to it.
This outdoor electronic music festival was founded 22 years ago in Miami and now 6 years into South Africa. How amazing. Christina, you look amazing. You are serving me all sorts of categories today. Sparkle, sparkle all over the place. Is it your first time at Ultra?
It is my first time at Ultra. I'm so excited to be here. I love the music, I love the people, I love the vibe. Cape Town is the absolute best too. Doesn't compare to anywhere in the world.
It's been a good experience. I will come definitely again next year again. I recommend everybody who's into EDM or all this music that is here playing here, you should come. It's for everybody, man.
I'm here to see DJ Black Coffee. I think he's one of Africa's pioneers in music. He's putting South Africa on the map. I love the man. He's just so humble as well.
It really is no wonder why people travel from all over Africa to experience this music extravaganza. It's unmatched stage designs and production like we have never known. And that's why I think that the Ultra Fest is one for the books.
Ultra Music Festival promises to have something for everyone, with the Resistance stage offering a platform for DJs whose music is slightly different to the mainstream EDM.
Man, okay, that was an experience and a half.
Bro,
I really
like you had such a good time.
What an experience, dude. An experience I'm never going to forget. I'm definitely back there again the next time it's back in South Africa.
I'm going to go with you, brother.
You better. Now, as the headline sponsor, Samsung, they continue to raise the standard in creating new and exciting experiences for Ultranauts, such as the one we've just seen in Cape Town and Johannesburg. And we couldn't think of a better place to be. It was fun.
Absolutely. Now, make sure that you be among the first with DIY to get your hands on the exclusive Samsung Samsung S10. Pre-order the phone right now on diony.co.za because it includes a Samsung original accessory voucher and Galaxy Buds valued at 3,500 Rand, plus a free JBL Bluetooth speaker and also a free mini car charger. Now, this exclusive Dion Wyatt pre-order deal of the Samsung S10 includes free Samsung Care valid for 2 years, which consists of 2 front screen, back glass and battery replacements, repairs in-store at Dion Wyatt, free device health diagnostic and software upgrade. That's a total bundle saving of 6,100 Rand.
Pre-order yours now from 15,599 Rand. Go on to dionwyatt.co.za to check out this deal. It's really an amazing deal, and place your order now for the Samsung Galaxy S10. The design on that phone just alone, says you want to just grab
the colors. The colors. Like,
and how's the gaming coming along?
It's good, man. I'm holding out. I'm not playing right now. I paused.
Pressed pause on the game.
I've upgraded my car, so it's good. Can't wait. Check it out.
Well, we are in the beauty room because Amanda Black's on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Nick Strelitz, of course, here with us, which means we are talking beauty. Now, before we get into our beauty moment, Nick, I know you're dying to get into it. Yes, I have the social media tablet in front of me because it's not just an ordinary Tuesday. It's Tuesday Tunes, which means you have the power to decide which track Amanda's going to sing for us today. And at the moment, the votes are 50-50. 50% one Katle, 50% one Amazulu. You need to vote because otherwise she's singing both.
Oh my God, that'd be amazing.
Half. A mashup.
Yes, a remix.
Is there a favorite you're hoping someone will vote for?
I love both. I mean, it depends what mood people are in. If they like want to dance and just be like, you know, feel good, it's Kahle, and then if it's Amazulu, you know, it goes like the very deep in the heart. So it could go either way.
Okay, well, go over to our Expresso Twitter page and vote at Expresso Show. But let's talk beauty with Amanda.
Yes, beauty and fashion.
Beauty and fashion.
I'm gonna get the scoop. This is the gossip. This is a safe space, Amanda Black. You can be yourself. You can throw all the shade you want. I want no's from all of us in terms of one of our biggest no-nos when it comes to either beauty or fashion. Zoe Brown, you're up.
My fashion no-no is something I grew up with. I don't wear brown and black together.
Okay. Yes.
And cream and white. I don't wear those colors together.
The brown and black I get.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh flip! I really hate the pointy shoes.
The girls, the killer cockroach in a corner shoes. Those are like my favorite.
Amanda Black. Where did you get that from? Because that is mine, girl.
I was struggling really hard and I just cheated.
That's mine. No.
No, but you know what I realized? I really don't like those you know those heels and then those boots that are really pointy.
Oh, okay.
And I've got really wide feet, so they never really make sense for me.
Got that. For men, for me, it's that squared off toe. Gentlemen, if you wear that squared off dress shoe, you will be single for the rest of your life.
No, I don't think it will be that drastic.
It will be.
Nick will be judging you.
Yeah. Well, it's true. I'm sorry to say.
Well, we're having fun in the beauty room. Don't go anywhere because Amanda Black's not going anywhere. Go and vote for the song you want her to sing on Tuesday Tunes.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Uni Look, let your mirror wear your lenses.
Oh, well, listen, welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And it's been just over a week since we've launched the Uni Look on Expresso show, a revolutionary, proudly South African product that literally is changing the world and picking up momentum, if I can put it that way. Now, it is a device that literally allows your mirror to wear your lenses. And for people like myself who, you know, the vision's not always where it should be if it's not with glasses or contact lenses, this product is absolutely amazing to make sure that in the mornings when you get ready, that inner beauty that you have within inside you, it not only reflects, but it shows what it matches to the outside. And joining us this morning in studio in our beauty room is the one and only Dr. Eve.
Hi, Zoe.
It's great to have you here, and I love these beauty moments because we get to share some secrets.
And I'm feeling completely naked without lipstick.
Without your lipstick. Well, that's why we're in this beauty room, because we're going to be fixing that, but also have some fun with the Uni Look. Now, Dr. Eve, glasses is something you have always worn. I'm wearing my glasses today. Contacts is something I wear all the time, and I can't drive or see anything without my glasses. But how's your beauty routine changed? You know, wearing glasses, wearing contacts, like you said?
Yeah, I've been wearing glasses since I was really young. Glasses, I now wear contacts and glasses because I love them as well. It's difficult, Zoe, and as I get older, it becomes more and more difficult to be able to see without glasses and without lenses. So it's this whole juggling situation in the morning. What do I do to be able to see best? Do I put my lenses in? Do I put my glasses on? How do I actually get to see, to do my entire face? And so it's been an inhibition.
It is a struggle. And I mean, I'm wearing the glasses now. I'm trying not to take them off because then I'm not going to be able to see you. But Dr. Eve, how's the Uni Look changed it for you? I mean, in the mornings when, I mean, I'm taking my glasses off now. How's it changed for you?
Yeah. So my first experience with it was like, what? This is a big wow. Just like the first time that I'm seeing my entire face, my skin, my brows, my pores, everything. Full on. It was such a big surprise for me when we first tried it out. It was really exciting because I didn't need to wear glasses or lenses and I had easy access to my face. It was quite novel, actually. So.
Well, I'm laughing now because I took my glasses off, but I panicked when I couldn't see you. I can't see my tablet in front of me. So I popped them back on, and you feel vulnerable when you can't see. And that's a scary thing. Now, Dr. Eve, you said you're feeling a little vulnerable because you're not wearing your lipstick right now. So let's make use of the Uni Look so that you no longer have to feel vulnerable.
Thank you.
You've brought some of your lipstick along. So you've got the Uni Look currently set up on the mirror. So you are welcome to go ahead.
All right. So
demonstrate to us how you prefer to use it.
My story around lips, because I'm a lip person.
Okay.
And I'm a lip person because I use my lips and mouth all day long. It's kind of my ticket to my profession. I'm talking all day long. So the focus is very much on my lips, and I need to keep them looking good, and the stain has to be there 24/7 all the time. And of course, you know, I need to have lipstick for kissing, Zoe.
So come on. I mean, you know, don't want lipstick on the teeth either, because I've been guilty of
to sustain.
having that.
Yes, lipstick has to sustain. So this is a fantastic lipstick for me.
Cool. So the great thing about the Uni Look is, of course, you can adjust it to whichever way you want. So I'm going to bring it back out for you. It's got its little light, which will always give you the consistency. So Dr. Eve is going close to the Uni Look, as you can see. So she's going close to the Uni Look. She's looking through the lenses that's available. There's different strengths depending on the, I mean, you've got the B lens in. I'm currently got the A in front of me. And then, of course, you're looking through the Uni Look. You're able to see your entire face. And you're busy applying your lipstick.
Yeah, because I don't use a lip liner anymore. This is a special kind of wand that I'm able to use, which gives me definition, because I need to also, because as I age, Zoe, my lips have lost their shape.
Okay.
So I use a lipstick that's going to give me shape, but then I need to be able to see properly.
Yes, and liquid lipstick is dangerous to work with. I find that if you put it on wrong and you smudge it, it dries quite quickly. So of course, it's important for you to make sure you can see absolutely everything.
So I have to give myself the shape, right? Yes. And then, of course, what I always do as well, everybody knows me for this.
A little bit of gloss.
Glitter gloss.
Oh, glitter gloss.
Yeah, and I mean, you need to have good magnification to see the glitter gloss. I was going to go all over the show. So here we go with
a little glitter gloss. That looks absolutely beautiful, Dr.
Glitter
Eve.
gloss, hey? Isn't it gorgeous? But you need to be able to see, as I'm going to end up with glitter all over my face.
And you don't want that. I mean, like
So
Dr.
this
Eve
is
says, she's
gorgeous.
very busy, from television appearances to her own practice,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
doing
You
talks
see?
and always
There.
in the public eye.
Now, if I did not have this, I wouldn't see that there is a spot over here. It's really important for me because my day is incredibly busy, Zoe. So
busy.
Yeah, so from here, just give you an example of what my average day is. Let me just check this.
Just check it out.
So my average day is from here, I'm going to a meeting, which I have to look, here's my jacket. I have to look a little professional around that. So I'm going to be talking. So the lips are really important to be able to have that. And then I spend the day in my therapy practice, working with clients doing therapy. And then I end my day with a Zumba dance class. And I still need to keep imagine my makeup is like all just, all over the show as I'm sweating. Can't have that. And then there's dinner and there's more work afterwards. And then I travel a lot. And this has been one of the greatest advantages of Uni Look, actually, Uni Look for me, actually, is that when I get into hotel rooms,
you can take it with you.
I mean, but this is really a big problem for me. I travel all over the world. And the magnification in hotel rooms are a real problem. There isn't enough lighting. I never end up getting the kind of look that I want to look. So using the Uni Look really helps me to be able, you just can take it and you can travel with it.
And it's that consistency factor, because the lenses are the ones you are used to, the light is the one you become accustomed to, and it's easy to just take it off the mirror and stick it onto any other mirror and you're good to go.
Yeah. There's another factor though, which is really cool, which is not only for makeup, but for maintenance. So the tweezing factor. You've got to be able to tweeze as well.
And be able to do all of that.
To be able to see that properly. So it serves many purposes for me as I'm aging.
Well, Dr. Eve, like we said, this is the beauty room. We reveal secrets here. And thank you for sharing yours. And of course, how the Uni Look has helped you. Of course, we want to make sure that you are helped as well and reconnect with make sure your inner beauty reflects also what's on the outside. So of course, the Uni Look, it is available on takealot.com. We're also making it easy for you. You can go and have a look on the Expresso Facebook page. We've popped up a link there for you that makes it easy for you to shop the Uni Look. And if you're wondering if it's this just for the ladies, don't worry. This coming Thursday on your Feel Good Breakfast show, we'll also show you how the gents can have a lot of fun with the Uni Look. Dr. Eve, good luck with the rest of your day.
Thank you, Zoe.
And it's good to have you here.
Yeah, I've got my Uni Look right here in my bag.
There we go.
Because it just kind of pops in so I can take it with me.
Where she goes.
Wherever
there
I
you
go.
have it. Dr. Eve on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
Uni Look, let your mirror wear your lenses.
Well, the feel-good factor doesn't stop right here on your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso. It is Tuesday Tunes. We got Amanda Black in the house this morning. Amanda, you got some new music out?
Yes.
You're going to be performing for us one of your latest and newest singles.
Thandwa Ndimi.
Thandwa Ndimi. You've done so well, awards all over the place. And Tuesday Tunes selections also become quite difficult with you because every single one of your hits is a jam we want to be jamming to. So make sure you go and cast your votes. She's going to be performing some more on the show. Right now, Thandwa Ndimi, right?
Yes, Thandwa
Take
Ndimi.
it away.
Thank you.
Careful, no one
It's my feel-good breakfast show. Oh, welcome back to your feel-good breakfast show. JP Sebastian, he's back on the hot seat with us, and we are talking movies. We're about to review the movie White Boy Rick, based on a true story.
Yes, of a kid who was set up in the United States, well, in Detroit, to become a drug kingpin by the age of 17. He was first contacted by the FBI, I think, at like 14 or something. So he'd sell drugs to give them information on who the players are in the town, in the city. And was arrested at 17, still in jail to this day.
So he was set up to fail.
In a way, yeah, technically. So the movie does try to broach injustice like that in the carceral system, in the the federal policing system and whatever. But
so he's serving life for drug dealing.
For doing the job for the government.
Yet there are people that have committed, in my personal opinion, worse crimes, and they just get a slap on the wrist.
Yeah, who knows, eh? So maybe it's a good conversation starter for that, because America has a bunch of these things they've got to untangle about the links between drugs and police, and where it ends and where it starts and all that kind of thing. Maybe this movie will start that conversation, and maybe the guy will get some sort of thought by the justice system because of this movie becoming popular. Hopefully, we'll see, whatever.
Okay. Can we take a quick look
yeah,
if you haven't seen the trailer yet?
Sounds crazy enough from what I've just described, and here's a scene that will give you a summary of just the frenetic energy of what that life must be like. It stars Matthew McConaughey, you'll see.
No! Get back.
Get off of me!
Get back in the house, Don. Go in the house and get dressed.
No!
Get inside the house. Stop.
What?
No. No. Keep going. I got it under control. You don't need to stop the car, Pop. Everything's fine. Don't get out of the car.
Everything is not fine. The man just ran out of your house almost as my Imperial. You don't have a thing under control. You're not going to let her talk to you
I'm
like
going to the
that.
goddamn house. I got this under control, all right?
It ain't under control.
Ray, stay out of it. Looks like Richard's having a bad day.
No, Ma, I'm not having a bad day. My son and I walked into the lion's den this morning and walked out with the golden fleece. Ain't that right, Ricky?
That's right.
That's right.
You're pathetic! Both of you!
Hey, put some clothes on, will ya? We're going for custard.
Oh, well, a sneak peek of the movie White Boy Rick that's being released in the box office this weekend. Matthew McConaughey, one of the characters.
I don't think I need to introduce that guy.
Nope, but the guy playing the main character, the young man, the young
Richie
boy
Merritt. What's so interesting about him is that the movie makers...
I wanted to call him White Boy Rick, but that's not his name, but that's his nickname.
Wouldn't be wrong. It's and he actually the story did touch him. I saw in some interviews that is quite close to home for them. What they did to find this actor who you've seen there on the left, chucking the gun, is they just grabbed a kid out of high school. He has no acting experience, and fortunately for him, he mostly is able to hold his own in this story. Shame, he's got his own troubled background, and I think he brings some of that too.
So it also brings a little bit of a real element, not too much acting, because with little experience, he's got not that much to draw
It feels like you're watching an average person being sabotaged.
Okay.
It is helpful in that sense. But unfortunately, there are a lot of scenes where he doesn't have much range because he still needs training and maybe just needed the director to hold his hand a bit more. So the guy realizes he's a father for the first time and his face is like, hey, or like something more drastic happens and whatever, and it doesn't come across necessarily as strongly as it should.
But this is his debut movie, first time in front of the camera.
Nobody, first time in front of the camera, and he has the luck of having support systems like Matthew McConaughey, like Bal Poli, who is the lady running around in Onderbroekjes there, who also just went 110% with their performances. Unfortunately, however, the movie as a whole, for a story that's larger than life, is a bird flat and isn't necessarily as needed to maybe research its loose ends a bit sharper than it did. So, like you were saying, you do like this kind of thing because I think we've seen a lot of stuff that tells stories like, say, The Wolf of Wall Street, or the other one that Matthew McConaughey was in, Gold, of a little guy who's grafting and struggling and bleeding to make it big, and then that actually ends up being the thing poisoning him. So these are
their
popular.
weakness becomes their strength, which becomes their weakness again.
Yeah. And so, for anyone who likes that kind of thing, not too bad.
Before you reveal the number of popcorns you're giving the movie White Boy Rick, I believe you have another clip for us.
Because the story is so rich, and like I said, it's so broad, and they had so many bases to cover, maybe is a better primer about who exactly Richie Worsh Jr. was. So, here's the story of White Boy Rick.
How come we stay, Dad? Son, lion don't leave the Serengeti.
It's Ricky. He won.
White Boy Rick is a 15-year-old kid in Southeast Detroit in the mid-'80s, which was high poverty.
It's a family trying to survive in the face of a lack of options.
So he sells guns that his dad buys, and they flip them for more money.
You got some balls coming here like you did, boy. Huh?
Rick is trying to get him and his father and his sister out of the hood.
This 14-year-old kid could get you any gun you wanted.
What's with the bird?
It's for you.
And he was funny. Everyone loved him.
Glad you're here, baby. It's a family trying to make it by any means necessary.
They have a really close relationship. Their bond is so tight.
Come here.
The FBI comes to him and says, we want you to be an informant because we've traced bodies back to guns that your dad made.
The stakes are high for him.
He was the youngest FBI informant in history.
So who is White Boy Rick?
Ask yourself this. Would you believe a 15-year-old kid was working for the federal government?
But he was.
Oh, it's quite scary to think at only the age of 15, based on a true story. It's the movie White Boy Rick. Now, JP, all-important question. How many popcorns?
Like I said, if Wolf of Wall Street is your kind of thing, then maybe you're into these sort of like network stories and falling apart stories and all that kind of stuff. But whatever, quite pedestrian, 6 out of 10 is all I can give it.
6 out of 10. There you have it. The movie White Boy Rick releasing this weekend at the box office. Why don't you go check it out? JP gave it a 6 out of 10. Let us know what you would give it. And you can always connect with us on social media with that hashtag Expresso Show.
Absolutely gripping there. Now, you'll probably relate to this one. Do you ever fear that your loved ones might be taking place in some really crazy behavior on social media?
Absolutely.
Maybe even sometimes, let alone the fear that your child actually might be taking part in a potentially harmful challenge, like we've seen the Bird Box Challenge, for example, right?
Absolutely, but something else has been sweeping throughout social media and the news headlines. So the world has been spreading, or the word has been spreading about the Momo Challenge. That's what we are talking about. It's a craze targeting kids and encouraging them to perform acts of self-harm. It's very, very serious, and it's a very serious story as well, like I've mentioned, that gripped social media and caused understandable anxiety within parents as well. But fear not, parents, because the Momo Challenge is apparently a hoax. And this Wednesday, that's not tomorrow, in our parenting segment, Nikki Bush, she'll be joining us on the couch to give us more concrete details surrounding the Momo Challenge, as well as talking about the importance of cautioning your kids, not only around harmful social media challenges, but fake news in general. That's what we're going to be discussing.
That's phenomenal. Okay, so we're going to be opening up the lines to you, our viewers. We want to give you the opportunity to share your opinions and your experiences on the topic, as well as ask any burning questions that you may have. That's happening tomorrow between 6 o'clock and 6:45 in the morning. And our number is 021-430-9881. So if you have any concerning questions or experiences you'd like to share, please do post any of those questions you may have on our social media pages. And Nikki Bush will be here and she will be able to answer all of them.
Tune in.
Well, listen, we are taking a quick break on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Amanda Black with us in studio. She's given us one amazing performance, but today is Tuesday Tunes, and you get to vote for the track she gets to perform next. So at the moment, AmaZulu leading with 52%. It's neck and neck, so head on over to Twitter, cast your vote, because Amanda Black will be performing one more track after the break. But what can Princess get for you from the Mac Cafe?
Cappuccino, please.
Oh, Princess, let's sort Amanda out with a gorgeous cappuccino. She even wrote your name in the cup. Let's show the camera over there. There we go. Let's tilt it as much as we can. It says Amanda Black with a little smiley face.
Princess.
Well, Princess is showing us some magic. Amanda Black performing for us after the break.
Enjoy a moment in between with McCafe. See you after the break.
The darkness, ndizothatha umthwalo ndibeke emqolo mam, ubomi bunzima, just lift my head up high, open my eyes and I will fly. Oh, I'm barely coping, I'm feeling closed in.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. You're tuning into your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, right here on SABC3. So good to be hanging out with you. Thank you very much for tuning in. It's your Tuesday morning, the 5th of March. I hope you've been having a great time. We've been having a great time with everything happening on the show this morning. Right now, though, we want to inspire you just a little bit. So here's our daily positive message brought to you by Nairobian.
That's right. And our message for this morning is, instead of focusing only on what is negative, add thoughts of good things one at a time. Positive energy attracts positive results. It's a happy recipe. So just to remind you, instead of focusing only on what is negative, add thoughts of good things one at a time. Positive energy attracts positive results.
It's all about your mindset. Thank you very much, Zoe. And now you are ready for your Tuesday.
Well, it is Tuesday Tunes, and we've asked you on social media to vote for which song you'd like to see Amanda Black perform right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso. She is award-winning, and every single song is worthy of a strong performance right here on Expresso. Your votes are looking like this. Kahle is sitting at 48% on the Twitter poll, with Amazulu leading at 52%. And that means this morning, the Feel Good Factor is coming through with Amanda Black from Amazulu.
Drifting away into the darkness. Ndizothatha umthwalo ndibeke emqolo mam. Ubomi bunzima. Just lift my head up high. Open my eyes and I will fly. Oh, I'm barely coping. I'm feeling closed in. Looking up, hoping the heavens will open. Mdali wezulu, dikhalela kuwe. Open up, open up. I'm feeling closer now. The light is shining brighter, but I'm losing my flow. Kudala, you see what you fool. Difuna noluthando kudala difuna ubomi buvume vungama ngonya vungamo vuleka 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 mazulu survival. Dili kawe, dili kwanyama.
Wow, Langa Black, ladies and gents, on your Feel Good Breakfast show. You really do get in there, and your energy just like over and consumes the entire studio.
Thank you. I love what I do, man.
Man,
I love it. I love it.
But it shows, man. Can we just talk about the shoes there for a second?
How cool are they?
They sparkle just like your personality this morning, man.
Thank you.
Epic stuff. Thank you very much. Listen, it's only March.
Yes.
How's the year been treating you, man?
It's March.
Yeah.
I know. Sorry.
I feel like it was just January just now.
Yeah. Right.
Like, that's crazy. 2019 has been amazing so far. I just recently dropped my new single since 2016. My new single called Tanwandim. It's about self-love. It's about self-love, promoting self-love, and just seeing your worth and loving yourself and validating yourself.
You know what? Sorry, I want to turn this a little bit serious because yesterday there was that video surfacing of Babes Will Do More, and you know, social media went absolutely crazy. So many celebrities got behind it and also voiced their opinion. And for something like you that's standing up there, women's rights, you know, that's there to empower. I mean, what is your message out there, maybe to women that could be in that particular same situation? Because we know that it happens a lot.
Look, that's what Tanwandim is about. I'm telling a story of a woman in that situation who's being in an abusive relationship and doesn't know how to get out. There's many things online. We go out there. We here to tell people the hotlines to call, where to go, like organizations like Power to call that can help them with shelters and therapy and consultations and all of that stuff. My advice to them, obviously, is to talk to someone. Talk to someone. We know, I've had people around me that have gone through that, and it's really heartbreaking because you don't really know what to do or how to help somebody. But my message is literally what Tanwandim is about. Search within yourself, because only you can get yourself out of the situation. Because we can try as much as we can to get you out, but it's ultimately your decision and your inner self that has to decide.
You have to value
and
yourself.
For people giving advice, it's easier said than done. So also have some sympathy towards the person that's in that situation. Show empathy, because it's a tough decision for them to make. It is a big decision for them to make, and one that needs to happen. But everyone does it when the time is right for them.
Yeah, totally.
We see it differently, but they do it when it's right for them.
But some good news. You are going to New Orleans in July. You're going to be performing at the Essence Festival. How did that come about?
She's taking her essence. She's taking this essence and she's bringing it there.
Wow.
I can't believe my life. I'm so excited. You know,
I'm excited for you, Bassett.
Because a girl from the Transkei, and I'm going out there, going to New Orleans to represent my people, and I'm just like crazy excited.
Do you have any steam left in you to do Vulega Mazulu for us one more time?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. Let's hear it one more time for Amanda Black with Amazulu. Come on.
Drifting away into the darkness. Ndizothatha umthwalo ndibeke emqolo mam. Ubomi bunzima. Just lift my head up high. Open my eyes and I will fly. Oh, I'm barely coping. I'm feeling closed in. Looking up, hoping the heavens will open. Mdali wezulu, ndikhalela kuwe. Open up, open up. I'm feeling closer now. The light is shining brighter, but I'm losing my flow.
Expresso Morning Show, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.